welcome to Hoyt B. Courtney Stadium on the campus of Orange Park High School. It's BP alongside David Wells. We're back again on Friday this time. It's been a wild week. We've already got a game in the books for Monday night. Tonight, Friday Night Lights on SSB. We bring you senior night from Orange Park High School. As you can hear PA over here and see out in midfield, seniors being honored this evening. David, tonight's matchup is a district one. Orange Park doesn't have a whole lot to play for this evening, but Ponte Vedra kind of does, because when win tonight, they complete their district schedule and they sit in a solid second place, and then they wait for the dominoes to fall around them. You've got Middleburg and Beachside tonight. Fleming Island is out of district playing Terry Parker, but this game just as important as the one across the river over in Beachside, because Beachside's 0-2. Middleburg just got their first loss. They need to win that game tonight if they want to stay neck and neck with Ponte Vedra in the second spot. So there's still a lot to play for tonight.
Well, when you look at Ponte Vedra, this is a must-win game for them, and then their destiny is no longer in their hands. They have to look and see what the other results of the game might be before things happen, before they go down into these down-the-stretch moments here. You just have to play it one day at a time, cross your fingers that everything will work out in your favor, and as long as you're producing good football, you're going to carry that momentum into the next game.
Absolutely. So Ponte Vedra coming in tonight, 2-1 in district play. They're in solid second place. Fleming Island, with their big win on Monday night over Beachside, puts them at a perfect 3-0. They're in the catbird seat right now, so they have nothing to lose tonight except maybe some seeding, as they need a win against Terry Parker to help their overall record. Fleming Island at 4-3 right now. Meanwhile, Ponte Vedra comes in at 4-2. Not to mention the fact that that district record is where it is. You know, they're playing for some playoff seeding as well. They've been projected to host a game in the regional portion of the tournament, so this is kind of important for them to notch out the win tonight, get past this reeling Orange Park team who is coming off a win and a couple hundred running yards. We'll talk about that as well, because Orange Park ran all over Westside on their game to a 20-7 victory. But nonetheless, still plenty to play for, lots on the horizon. The clouds are out. It's a little chillier than we're typically used to. It's a little breezy up here. We're going to see if Garrette's fingers stay on the camera tonight and don't freeze off. You're watching Friday Night Lights on SSB. When we come back, we'll have the rest of our pregame show and our breakdown of both teams. Friday Night Lights on Sunshine State Broadcasting, back right after this.
Having served Clay County for 18 years, Worldwide Automotive is bringing back the neighborhood repair facility with fair and honest pricing. It's why Worldwide Automotive's motto is car repair with care. Worldwide Automotive provides old-fashioned customer-centered service in an environment that is friendly and welcoming. Servicing domestic and European cars, Worldwide Automotive is offering $25 off to anyone who mentions this ad. And that's for any service. There's no need to go to the dealer for your 30, 60, 90, or 120-mile services. They offer same-day service and will handle your requirements for oil changes, belts, tire rotations, air conditioning, brake flushes, transmission services, and tune-ups. Come by and say hi to owners Joe and Valerie and see why they say their customers are family. Worldwide Automotive is located at 2490 County Road 220. For more information, go to worldwide-automotive.com.
In 1921, suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
Back live here at Hoyt B. Courtney Stadium, BP alongside David Wells for Friday Night Lights on SSB. Another 5A District 3 clash between the Ponte Vedra Sharks and the Orange Park Raiders. We're about to be interrupted here by the national anthem, so we will start with a quick look at Ponte Vedra. Ponte Vedra's offense rising to the challenge against Middleburg. Their defense boasted an average of only 10.3 points per game allowed on Monday, and Ponte Vedra blew that up. Sharks breezing by Middleburg to the tune of 52-21. Made a statement in that district that is led by Fleming Island, but has otherwise been contested elsewhere in the bottom. A win tonight closes out their district schedule at 3-1 with the head-to-head loss against Fleming Island, the only blemish. Solid second place and a playoff berth is likely their reward. The Sharks' running game was a major factor on Monday night with Brian Case rushing 12 times for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns. 5 other Sharks players also ran for touchdowns, and a run-by-committee game with a total of 254 team yards rushing. Passing game was a bit quiet as Drew Price only threw 12 times, completing 7 of those passes for 83 yards and a touchdown. So, David, is this Raider defense that can be stingy at times against the run? Given what we've seen with Ponte Vedra, though, do you think the plan changes for them tonight, or do they just go ahead and run downhill?
Well, you hope that they find ways to load the box up to make sure that the matchups for Ponte Vedra are not favorable ones, and to make it so they become a one-dimensional offense. If you take away the thing they do the best in that run game, then you're going to expose Ponte Vedra a lot like Fleming Island did a couple nights ago.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that said, we're going to go to the middle of the field here for our national anthem, played by the Orange Park Raider Band. The Marching Raider Band with the best concession stand hosting in the district, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So on defense, the Sharks put Broncos quarterback Carson Stewart on the turf 4 times. They pressured him 9 on Monday night. Special teams got into the mix as well with a pair of blocked punts. With the Raiders having to rely on Quentin Moore and a Wildcat offense, David, are the Sharks pinning their ears back even more tonight?
Well, you're going to hope that Orange Park finds ways to run the football. They need to be a physical team that establishes themselves not only as a speed sweep to the outside team, but also being able to double team and go up to the next level as far as inside run game goes. But if you're Orange Park, physicality on both sides of the football needs to be at a premium.
Absolutely. So before we take a look at Orange Park, we invite you to follow us on social media. Find us on Facebook and X at SSBJax, and on Instagram at SSB.Jax to stay up to date on our broadcast schedule. Don't forget to subscribe to Sunshine State Broadcasting's YouTube channel as well, and click the notification button to be alerted to our next live broadcasts. And you can always watch replays of these same broadcasts on that YouTube channel. Catch the games that you might have missed, or maybe watch one that you saw live and wanted to see something that you may have didn't catch, like Sebastian Broughton's 95-yard touchdown run last week. That was crazy. Wonder if he's going to do that again tonight.
Oh, what an awesome moment just for him coming off a really tough loss to Creekside, one that's been tough for him 2 years in a row. But then at that point, seeing the end zone, sprinting to it, a revenge touchdown run is what we thought.
You got it. Yeah, he was running rather angry. So Orange Park snapped their 5-game losing streak last time out, 20-7 victory over the Westside Wolverines. and a bye week sets up tonight's tough district matchup with Ponte Vedra. The Raiders are out of the hunt for the playoffs and are mostly playing for pride now, but a win tonight sows more chaos into the district race and puts a damper on the Sharks' potential playoff seeding. As it stands now, the Sharks may host a first-round game of the regional playoffs, but a loss might do some damage to those hopes. The last time out, the Wild Raider offense, led by Quentin Moore, ran roughshod against Westside. Moore ran for 141 yards, and Dylan Ruiz, who is the Jacksonville Sharks Player of the Week, ran for 136 yards and 3 touchdowns. They are playing a superior defense tonight, David, but how does it feel if you're Orange Park to get your offense somewhat established and run for 352 yards after a couple of rough games with a change in quarterback and offensive scheme?
Well, what you want to do is see your athletes make plays in space. And I just saw Dylan Ruiz make a backflip coming out of his entrance here, leading into this matchup. So you know he's a great athletic kid, and obviously being the Player of the Week in the area is a big accomplishment for him, one he's never going to forget. You got to make sure that you find opportunities for him in space and get to those second level where he can show off a little bit of speed, because if there's one thing this Ponte Vedra defense doesn't have, it's elite top-end speed.
That's true. So it's not been the season that they hoped for. Gabe Taylor out with a broken collarbone, a 5-game losing streak, but it's senior night, and there's a chance to play spoiler this evening and mess with the playoff bracket a little bit. So if you're head coach Marcus Wimberly, David, what are you telling your players pregame tonight?
Give it your best punch. Why not? They've got plenty of things that you can play for tonight. You know, you got some fans in the stands. Make sure that you're finishing the season on a high note. There's a reason why you've done all the work leading up to this point. Make sure you finish off the year with some memories that you're going to hold on to for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. I would say the same thing, too. Hey, just play. Go out there, have fun. You got nothing to lose. District race is out of it. Right now, the only thing you're playing for is this home crowd and each other. Don't worry about what they're doing. Play your game. So captains coming out to the field.
I believe those are seniors at the bottom of the numbers as well, getting a little honoration or a little celebration tonight of all their hard work this season.
So for Orange Park, we've got Jeremiah Hamilton, and we've got Quentin Moore coming out. He's been wearing number 15 lately. We've also got DeMar Jackson and number 2, Anthony Ress, all seniors. Quentin Moore taking over the quarterbacking roles. He's played everywhere for this Orange Park team. He's been a quarterback, he's been a receiver, he's been on special teams. He has done, I think, just about everything but kick the ball. Brock Afligi has been doing all of that for Orange Park in the absence of Ryder Fulmer, who had been injured for the season. So lots changing with Quentin Moore's outlook now, but now we'll get to see. Now he's had a couple of weeks in the offense. They had a win, so they've got some confidence. They had a bye week to work on some things, too, to prepare for this game. We'll have to see if the Raiders can come out slinging. What we're looking for tonight, if they have a drive like they did the first series against Bartram Trail and chain all of that together, I think Ponte Vedra may be in for a little bit more tight game than they thought, at least in the first half. I mean, when you look at these two teams, David, you know, Orange Park is outmatched. We saw that talent go head-to-head with Fleming Island. We saw that talent go head-to-head with Beachside. You know, these kids are good, and we know it. But can Orange Park, number one, play the game they know to play, and number two, play within their heads? Because when these kids get deflated, you get deflated, and it's really easy to see.
Well, when you think more tonight, I want you to think the Slash, the guy that can do it all. He's done a little running back. He's done a little wide receiver. You got to make sure you stay with the best players that you have on your team. And that's how you can keep games that should be blowouts a little bit closer. You know, there's a lot of deflating moments in this year for Orange Park, but if you look at the kids, they're still out here ready to have fun. There's a lot of juice around this place pregame, and you want to talk about a fantastic venue. This is a great place, and this Friday night's going to turn out to be a great condition for football out here, and they might as well take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Well, and the other thing that I want to see maybe tonight is the last game that we were out here was the Orange Park Bartram Trail game, and they had a lot of success running the speed option, which is something that they weren't running much of, and then all of a sudden they threw a wrinkle in it, and you know, you'd see Moore run for 10, 15 yards at a time. A couple of them he broke through. Unfortunately, one or two of them called back on a penalty. So you know, I'd like to see some wrinkles tonight. You know, throw everything but the kitchen sink at these guys.
Well, they were a little creative the last time they came in, doing this triple option look, whether it was the dive play to the running back, the quarterback taking the read, or even a third option of pitching it out to a in-motion receiver or perimeter player. And they did that out of a couple different formations, but essentially the same play to the right and left as their most productive play against Bartram that fateful Friday night. But let's see if they have enough time to plan around it and put different wrinkles into a similar concept, allowing the quarterback to make decisions quickly and at the line of scrimmage.
Orange Park will kick off to start the ball game. Back deep for Ponte Vedra. I have that listed as Berquist Jack. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be Jack Berquist or not, but that's the way we have it on our roster, unfortunately. And that does not look like a Fleegee that's actually kicking tonight. But we'll get it underway here. Friday Night Lights on SSB. We're back. And that immediately goes out of the end zone for a procedure penalty. It'll be 1st and 10 in good field position for Ponte Vedra.
That would be Luke Obmeyer.
Quarterback, the senior, Drew Price, in his final season as a Shark. Did not throw a whole lot last time out. Monday night, he only threw for 83 yards, but he also ran for a touchdown. So Ponte Vedra's offense a little bit more one-dimensional than we're accustomed to seeing from teams out of St. Johns County. They like to air it out. Saw the same thing from Beachside. Lots of passing offense that was stifled by pretty good defenses. So let's see if Orange Park has paid attention to the film here and tries to keep them more one-dimensional. I see some big guys coming off the field here.
It looks like they're going to re-kick here, BP.
I think so. That's the first time we've seen it. Now, normally if you watch enough football, you have a free kick out of bounds like that, they normally bring it up plus 10 or 15 from what a touchback would look like, but they're going to go ahead and call this for what it is and back the kick up from the 40-yard line. So they'll just run it back 5, and they'll kick from the 35, so the more traditional college kick.
So calling the bluff of Orange Park, if they want to try to sky kick it here, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do so with more room to the goal line.
There is a little bit of a breeze today. It's been kind of breezy all around North Florida today. Very gusty down towards where I was today in St. Johns County. I had to eventually close my window because it was blowing pretty hard. All right, this one a little end over end, and this is going to get returned. Good solid blocks cut upfield. There he goes, and a nice tackle right at the 40-yard line. Credit that one to Derek Page, the third, the sophomore, with a good tackle on special teams to keep that from going any further. Right at the 40-yard line.
So they net no yards. You'd get the ball at the 40-yard line anyway.
Strategy didn't exactly pay off with the declined penalty, but nonetheless, we'll get started. 1st and 10. Drew Price will come out with 4 wide receivers to start the ball game. Orange Park sitting in their base defense. No pressure up front. Looks like they're going to stay on his own. Slide a man in motion. Coming up, outside blitz. They beat that, running up the middle, and that gets just a couple of yards.
A little last-minute pressure by the safety. See if they can load the box without looking like it's a blitz. They disguise it quite well and get a short gain out of that.
Brian Case is their heaviest lifter on the running back side. He's number 7 in the backfield. He will carry the most for Ponte Vedra. They'll fake it to him, and Price will pull it out, run it himself, crosses the 50, gets a first down into Orange Park territory, and that's good for Ponte Vedra to get that started after the minimal gain on the previous play.
Well, trying to play this game with 6 front 7 players, 4 defensive linemen and 2 linebackers, with the rest being defensive backs. It's a lighter alignment and very difficult to match up front versus these physical offensive linemen.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line of Ponte Vedra, Orange Park. Price sees the pressure, puts a foot in the turf, runs up, crosses the 40, and gets tackled just at the sticks. I think he's going to get about a 9-yard gain on that one. Looks like to bring 2nd down. And they will run sort of that sugar huddle. Not quite a tempo offense, but they don't really get into the huddle all that much, get the call from the sidelines.
Well, here's the thing, BP. It allows the defense not to substitute, or it doesn't allow the defense to substitute. It locks in the personnel that they have on the field and will eventually tucker them out later in drives.
Call it 2nd and 2 from the 38. Price rolls out, then throws across his body. A screen play. That is caught. Will be a first down. Breaks some tackles. Is into the open field. Deep into the secondary, and that's going to be a Ponte Vedra touchdown. Pass was caught by Dammit Doherty. We saw a lot of him a couple of weeks ago at Fleming Island catching passes like that. That one was a tunnel screen by design, and it's good for a Shark touchdown.
Yeah, it didn't seem like anybody came close to touching him for at least the first 10 yards. Breaks one tackle. All of a sudden, he's home free.
Works out how they draw it up. Orange Park not able to put the tackle on it. We got our first score of the game.
Well, you got to be a better tackling team in the secondary. Those back seven are going to have a huge responsibility here with this spread offense. You still have 3, even 4 wide receivers on the field at a time.
Extra point try, up, and true. So with 10:18 to go in the first quarter, Ponte Vedra strikes first. It's 7-0 on a beautiful night, marring the clouds here at Hoyt B. Courtney Stadium. It's senior night. It's our last game here this season.
Definitely a cool breeze that comes in here. It's football weather, feeling more like fall.
It certainly does. So, David, you are a traveling man yourself. Tonight you are immediately getting into the car and heading north on 95 to Clemson.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be UVA versus Clemson. Last week was Memphis traveling down to Tampa. I got to check out Tampa after the storm, see how things were going a little bit, and call a football game, which is kind of weird and all the madness that went on all of last week in the state of Florida. But this week we get to see a really put-together Clemson team with a great defensive line, and we do it for a good cause, the Shriners Children's Hospital.
Absolutely. What a wonderful cause that is, too. Lots of hearts and lots of lives changed by the Shriners. Also want to shout out head basketball coach Derek Kernitsky here at Orange Park. He, like I, is a very deep Seminole fan. He is currently watching Duke and FSU that kicked off at 7 o'clock tonight. We will be seeing quite a bit of him during the basketball season. We're looking forward to that, too. Kick is away. That's going to sail into the end zone for a touchback. And the mist has arrived here in Clay County. So this is that frontal system that was kind of coming through, one of the fall fronts that we usually get that knocks the temperature down a good 10 degrees overall. So we might start seeing 50s in the morning.
Yeah, it's going to be a little misty in Jacksonville the next couple days, but it's nice to have it all cool down just a little bit for you as we get into this Orange Park drive here.
Opening drive here for the Raiders. Quentin Moore, the quarterback, in relief of Gabe Taylor, who has been injured. We will see Taylor next season for his senior year, and I'm sure he is chomping at the bit to get back. But in the meantime, Moore has been running the offense in a Wildcat, and almost a offsides penalty there by Ponte Vedra, and they're going to give, and that is immediately plugged. So the trouble with Orange Park's offense is they're going to run the ball, and Ruiz is the tailback that they give it to more often than not, with some dashes of Moore running option or running a quarterback power or something like that. So that Ponte Vedra is pinning their ears back tonight, knowing that they're going to get exactly the same thing just about every play.
And you're going to get a very much so a schemed-up offense. It's one where you can only install 1 or 2 new plays a week, and you're hoping that those 1 or 2 plays are ones you can roll often throughout a game. So if something's working, you're going to look and see it quite a bit.
2nd down and 11, the ball sitting at the 19-yard line. That one's going to be offsides, and just a little bit too much on that one. Looks like Caleb Stanton jumped across the line a little. Oh, I'm sorry, that is not Caleb Stanton. That is number 22, Ethan Holmes, the junior. He jumped across anticipation of that, and that'll give Orange Park a free 5. So we'll make it 2nd down, and they'll call it 7 from the 23.
Looks like a pistol set here with a wingback. Good little new age I formation.
Orange Park is chomping at the bit. They're trying to drag him in with that snap count. Ruiz runs downhill and immediately gets hit. And that is number 50, Martin Geary, the senior, with a huge hit on Ruiz. Geary is a load himself. I wouldn't want to run into that brick wall.
So Geary would probably be the biggest and strongest of their interior defensive linemen. They require a little bit more size up front and a lot of length everywhere else. There's a lot of players with at least 5'10" or taller in their back seven. So the extra size really helps to clog up passing lanes and make up for any athletic shortcomings.
3rd down and 7 now. Ball sitting at the 23. Moore will try to break that snap count up a little bit. They're going to run into each other in the backfield, and that is pretty much going to end that play. Moore and Ruiz collided in the backfield, and Ponte Vedra jumped on that, and it's 3 and out. I can't tell you how happy I am tonight that Caden is here.
Oh, yeah, an absolute superstar in the game.
Because I am not running the scoreboard tonight. Caden, for Monday night games gets the old punt because it is a school night technically. So,
well, Caden runs the scoreboard. He's our information gatherer. He's our sideline analyst. He's our game vibe checker. So, man of many hats.
He's the go-go gopher. Nice punt. Gets into the air, takes a Raider roll, and then runs back the other way into territory there. And that is not a penalty flag. That's the beanbag. So they're going to get him right at midfield where the ball was first touched. Sharks will have half a field to deal with after a pretty decent punt, with that wind blowing towards us from their right to left as they're at field level.
Yeah, already seeing a little frustration out of the Orange Park offense. It is something that it will take time to get going. Gabe Taylor coming back next year is going to be huge for them. He was already considered veteran status heading into this year, so him having a senior year and hopefully some more team continuity will be a better Orange offense.
Absolutely. Price will fake, runs himself, gets about 5, maybe 6 yards. Not sure if that was a designed run, but it was definitely effective. He gets a good gain on the play, 2nd down.
Yeah, Rory Childs had a shot at him in the backfield there. Excellent job pursuing upfield and disrupting that play, or else that probably could have been a much longer run for the quarterback, but got to make those if you're in the backfield.
2nd down and 3. Price will run a hard count. Look over to the sidelines again, try to get a play.
They're going to load the box and have single high.
Play clock under 10 seconds now. Down to 5. Get a snap, drops back to pass, pocket holds, looking for a man downfield, can't find anything. Throws it out onto the boundary. That is caught. And number 8, Cameron Tsitsi, was another prolific receiver for the Sharks. He'll get a catch and a 1st down. Always a reliable guy in the open field. Can be a deep threat as well. This time he came back and got the pass to move the sticks.
So we have the curl seam concept on a seam from the inside and a curl on the perimeter. If the deep man takes the seam, you'll have nobody covering the curl. If they both take the curl, you have no man covering the seam. If not, you roll on to the next read, the running back.
1st and 10. Price will give. Case is up the middle. He's going to break tackles, drags a defender into the end zone for another Ponte Vedra touchdown. Wow.
Nothing more demoralizing than that interior run game. If you can run right up the teeth of the defense for big chunk yardage, it really starts to wear down on a team long term. So here comes a long touchdown run and something you're definitely going to see again from Ponte Vedra.
Case with a touchdown. He had a couple last week, last week. It was technically a last week game, but it was on Monday night. That's the other thing, too. Orange Park has had a week plus to get ready for this game. Ponte Vedra is running on a short week. They have had just about 3 full days of practice before a game this week, and so far they look like they've not had anything bother them whatsoever.
Yeah, one dominating performance after another.
Kick is up, and that is good. So our new score with 6:49 to go in the first quarter. Orange Park down 14 against Ponte Vedra. In this district game that matters, yes, believe it or not, Orange Park does have plenty to play for. 2nd place is pivotal, especially with their record right now. They can go to 5-2 in the year and make a statement into the playoffs right now. They might host a regional 1st-round game. So there's still lots for them to play for. In the meantime, we're going to be keeping an eye on that Beachside Middleburg game. It's homecoming night over at the Reef. And Middleburg, I'm sure they're absolutely flabbergasted at the way they got beat by Ponte Vedra because the Sharks ran all over them. And Middleburg, it's the first time they had been 6-0 since the 80s. So lots to talk about with the Broncos, and they are definitely going to be a playoff team somehow, some way, because they've got the win-loss record to support it, but they still have some business to take care of. If they can win tonight, they stay in the hunt for the playoffs and the district. As long as Ponte Vedra doesn't goof up and somehow lose this game tonight, Middleburg could jump right into second place, and then they still have a game to play against Fleming Island. So,
well, when you look at Middleburg, they just got punched in the face last week. You got to find ways to come back after that, and that tape gets exposed to you too. Everybody sees what you might have done wrong, and every look that you saw from that last game.
And they threw a pass for the first time in this ball game, and that was really good. And Brock Afliji with the catch. He's also a very sure-handed receiver, so Moore, who has an interesting throwing motion, and kind of an over and over type throw, really, really strange angle if you're looking for it, but he does have some strength and got it right there to Brock for a first down.
Well, before we had said he was more comfortable throwing to his left, but that's a quick strike over to the right-hand side there, so he's starting to grow and develop a little bit more in the quarterback position. Not one that seemed too natural to him the first time over, but a couple games in, get more snaps under your belt.
1st and 10, ball sitting at the 31. He'll get a play fake. Ponte Vedra in the backfield, but Ruiz runs past it. It looks like that was Ruiz. That's Austin Mills, actually. He's another running back in the backfield that runs very similarly to Ruiz.
Yeah, they're both smaller guys, both willing to take it between the tackles and try to find lanes to burst through. They're both like to dance. They get through the line of scrimmage, and you'll quickly see them break down looking for their two-way go.
Absolutely. They like to wiggle and jiggle in the backfield before they run downhill, but both of them do have really good speed once they're in space.
Speaking of, you're going to have one of them in the slot here against a linebacker.
2nd down and 7. They'll run the counter play, and I believe that was Mills again who gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Interesting play design, but well blocked or well defended by Ponte Vedra at the point of attack.
Well, you see Ruiz is going to be matched up against somebody who's likely 60 to 70 pounds heavier than he is, but that's a disadvantage when you're trying to throw the ball down the field, so that will be something to look for. Ruiz coming out of the slot, potentially going downfield.
3rd down and 7. 34-yard line is where they spot the ball right now. Need to get across the 40 to about the 39-yard line to get a first down. 41-yard line to get a first down. Ponte Vedra throwing blitz. They fake to Mills, and Moore takes the ball himself, and he got in space, and he looks like he got enough, maybe just short of the first down. They're maybe the heels of the official right now is just at that line. They're going to bring up 4th down right now, and we have a debate on the spot.
Well, that'll be Trent Leatherman there making the tackle on the perimeter. Really impressive play there. You consider him being blocked and also making an open field tackle. 2-1, not bad at all.
So Moore takes it himself, does get just enough for the first down, and then we'll have our first water timeout of this first quarter. Again, happy you're joining us tonight on Friday Night Lights on SSB. We're back in business on Friday night. We've had a double up this week, so it was a short turnaround even for us. We didn't get too many chances to breathe this week, and we're very excited to bring you this broadcast. Senior night from Hoyt B. Courtney Stadium. It's a wonderful place to have a football game and close things out tonight, because we want to remind you to head over to our website, ssbjacks.com. You can also go to our social media, Facebook and X at SSBJacks, and on Instagram and Threads at ssb.jacks to keep up with all of our broadcasts, some extras, and a little more. We also like to put some of our highlights out there on social media for you to see. And really quickly, David, I want to shout out the Duval Dirtbags from Jack's Fray. That's my flag football team. 3-1, going into having a blast. Here's Quentin Moore having a blast, throwing over the top, and that is caught!
Dropped.
And dropped. Oh, my goodness. I thought he had that, and I didn't see it fall out of his hands. Oh, my goodness. Alexavier Fennell, the senior, on senior night, had a chance to make a Sports Center highlight, and the ball drops out of his hands, and he's tapping his helmet going, that's on me.
That's one of those ones where you tap your helmet and there's nothing wrong. You tap your helmet, you say, oh, I don't want anybody to see me back in right after that one.
Yeah, I think we're going to go hide over here.
I'm going to go over there.
Oh, man. That was a big gainer. And look at Moore throwing over the top.
Well, it happens to us all. You know, we play enough football. Eventually, you make a mistake. These things happen.
Absolutely.
Oh no.
No, that's bad news. Moore's just going to fall on that one wisely. He falls at the 15-yard line, and oh, man. Go from a near touchdown pass, or at least a big gainer, big chunk play, to a chunk play in the opposite direction.
Yeah, BP, sometimes when it rains, it pours.
Just got to settle down, and this is kind of one of the things that we talked about at the top of the broadcast. You know, just settle down and play your game. You really don't have to overdo it tonight. Just stay in your lane, stay in your wheelhouse, and play Orange Park football. Nothing else to play for but you right now. They're calling it 3rd down and 54 on the scoreboard. I'm going to say 3rd down in Middleburg. Moore will run it himself, runs behind a couple of blockers, and then gets hit from behind at the 25-yard line. So he got a 10-yard gain out of it, but unfortunately they're going to have to punt.
They'll take a big chunk of those rushing yards he lost and get him back there. But other than that, you really just want to see the offense get back to the sideline, get this punt off, and regroup.
Coming up on the 3-minute mark here in the first quarter.
Now, they came really close to blocking this last time. They had 2 long defenders out there on the edge come real close. So let's see if there's any adjustments made.
Looks like they're putting on a 10th player.
That's going to be a gunner for Ruiz, and they are going to pay him no mind. Okay, there we go. We'll have 32 out there to cover Ruiz.
Not trying to do the old Oregon 12th man thing. That one not blocked, but end over end. That's going to take a little bit of a Raider bounce there at the 45-yard line. Boy, they got close to that one too.
Well, starting off in opponent's field position, that's a great way to get up by your 3rd touchdown if you're Ponte Vedra. You know, we don't want to predict anything here, but they definitely going to establish that internal run game, that inside run, and see if they can out-physical Orange Park here early in this game, still in the first quarter.
Sharks blocked 2 punts last week against Middleburg, and I'm sure that was another game changer, having those special teams plays come in. First down from the 45. They'll shuffle the formation now. Case is out in the boundary, and he gets a blocker, shakes off a would-be tackler, crosses the 40 to the 39-yard line, and a small gain there.
Orange Park started off pretty aggressive there. They had a safety blitz the very first snap of the game, and they got a 2-yard run out of it. Let's see if they can motion around a little bit, confuse this Ponte Vedra offensive line, and bring pressure from unexpected areas, and see if we can find an interior run stuff.
Second down. Now trips to the left. Settle down after getting the play from the sidelines. We get a snap, give the Case, runs over left tackle, finds a couple of blockers, and a nice open field tackle. Very well done. Just got to take him down by the legs. That was Derek Page yet again with another open field tackle. He's got one on special teams tonight, but it will be enough for a Ponte Vedra first down.
These are well-coached kids in Orange Park's team, too. You look and see that they plugged run fit. Everyone was where they were supposed to be, but it just kept bouncing more and more and more to the outside, to the point where your corner has to make a tackle on the perimeter. You got to be a little bit more aggressive in shooting your gaps.
Ball rests now at the 33-yard line. Price will get a snap, flings it out, almost had it tipped. And that's another quick chunk play for a first down. And Price has got a quick release there. Had to be quick on the trigger, as there was a defender in the backfield that just about got a fingernail on it. But it's going to be enough for a Ponte Vedra first down.
Yeah, he's a great distributor of the football. It's what it's stretching this Ponte Vedra offense more horizontally, is the fact that you can complete these high percentage passes, and sets up more of a run game for them. You know, they're a dual threat offense that wants to still establish the run first and foremost.
Ball on the 21-yard line. Drops back. Good protection, throws, that is tipped and almost intercepted, almost got hauled in there. Julian Still for Orange Park was the secondary man on it, and might have racked it into the end zone. We have an injured Shark on the field.
That was an awkward landing there over in the corner of the end zone. It was the Sharks wide receiver, and it looks like he might have sustained something on that play. Hope it's not too serious here, but this one might take a second.
Stops the play there with 1:16 to go in this first quarter. Ponte Vedra up 14-0. the dulcet tones of the Marching Raider Band over there on senior night. They put on a really good show, too, in the stands. They keep that energy going all night long. It's really fun to watch them.
Absolutely. They're more prepared than I for this this misting over there. Everybody's decked out in their ponchos and gear.
It seems to have stopped for now, but that sun is down now and the breeze has picked up a little more, and it's a little nippy.
It's a little chilly out here. You know, would have thought it.
When you've been in the 90s for how long, all of a sudden it's definitely October. But we're looking forward to down the stretch here as we close out the regular season. It is our plan to monitor the playoffs in the district, and we are looking to get one of the home playoff games to start the regional tournament off. So please stay tuned for that. If you're looking for some scores in the area right now, Fleming Island is beating the brakes off of Terry Parker right now, 27-0. Meantime, Middleburg Beachside does not have a score to report at the moment. We'll have Caden keep following that for us and see if we can get an update. I'm going to go check real quick here.
And if I'm not mistaken, Terry Parker was heavily favored over Fleming Island. And if Terry Parker was heavily the underdog, putting up 27 points is a really, really sweet feeling for them. Really gets the momentum going into the last couple games here.
I think Caden said at one point that Fleming Island was a 30-point dog in that game. Yeah, we do not have a reported score just yet from Middleburg Beachside. We will keep an eye on that. But yeah, 27-0, Fleming Island with a big lead over Terry Parker. And boy, they're putting on a temper tantrum right now down the stretch. That pass is nearly intercepted. Wow. Anthony Ress just about had a pick six in his book.
Oh, and I just want to say, we are 2 plays away from this being a tie ball game. Whether it was that drop touchdown over here on this side of the line, or whether it was this potential dropped pick six here, if those 2 plays go Orange Park's way, this game's tied.
Third down and 10 now from the 21. Yeah, Ress was all over that. Just about danced into the end zone, jumped the route and everything. Drops back, Price, good pressure. He's got looks like a screen to develop, and he is going to be sacked. And the Raider defense gets a stop here.
It's another senior there for Orange Park in number 10, Willie Ross, contributing on senior night, blitzing in from his linebacker position, getting a great sack there. Nicely done.
Sends them all the way back to the 39-yard line. It's 4th and 28. And the Raiders get a stop here, big time.
Oh, they're going to try the kick.
They're going to try a field goal here. And they've got a little bit of a leg here, so we're probably looking at a 57-yard field goal, maybe 58.
Got him lined up 56 right here. Bing.
Kick is up, and that is a line drive, and it is no good. So they try to get points on the board from a distance. They've got some good kickers over there at Ponte Vedra, but that's a big stop for the Raiders. They keep the Sharks out of the end zone and off the scoreboard altogether with the sack, and they've got a chance to get down here and tighten this game up a little bit with 16 seconds to go in the first. Might see momentum changing his address here if the Raiders can get some offense going.
So a slightly different rule in high school football as opposed to what it would be in college or the professionals. If the ball goes out of the back of the end zone on the kick, then you're going to get the ball at the 20-yard line instead of where the field goal was kicked.
It basically works like a super long punt. Get a snap. Moore runs out of the zone read and gets hit immediately. And that was a host of Sharks defenders in the backfield. But we got a big stop coming up. That's number 9, Talon Babin, in the backfield, grabbing Moore by the ankles and putting him to the turf. The linebacker ends the quarter with that play. So, one in the books, 14-0. Ponte Vedra with the lead. Orange Park will flip sides. We'll take a quick timeout, catch our breath. When we come back, it's time for the second quarter. You're watching Friday Night Lights on SSB. We'll be back in just a moment.
First Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
Second quarter getting ready to get started here at Orange Park High School, 14-0. Our score, Sunshine State Broadcasting's presentation of Friday Night Lights, brought to you in part by Worldwide Automotive and First Baptist Church of Orange Park. BP alongside David Wells. Aaron over to our right on camera 2, Garrett up top, camera 1. We've got Caden here tonight running the scoreboard. Producer Courtney Wallace. The whole gang is here tonight for senior night. Quick flare out. That is pass interference. Yes, I was going to say that is definitely pass interference. As number 17, Ryder Fulmer, we've been waiting to call his name for a while now, and we've run into his mom a couple of times after the games we've been in Orange Park, and he's been out with injury, and it's good to have him back out on the field. He unfortunately got a hug on that play that he was not expecting. Contact a little early there by the Sharks defender.
Well, hopefully he gets a couple more passes thrown his way. You know, there's a big incentive for them to throw the ball and hopefully get a couple easy completions, and maybe get one to number 4.
So a first down on the penalty there for Orange Park. They'll come out of the red zone.
Sorry, number 17, Ryder Fulmer.
Yes, sir. And we're going to take this over at the far hash now. Now, I always question this with Orange Park because of the way they receive play calls, because both Taylor and Moore in the past 2 seasons have had to come all the way across the field, across the numbers, to get the play call in.
It's a really time-consuming system where you have to explain to the quarterback what the play is, and the quarterback has to explain to the whole team what the play is. Meanwhile, you're running back and forth, and you have to get all organized before, all organized afterwards. It's redoing the same step a couple times over.
Run that counter play again to Austin Mills, and he runs into a wall of defenders and actually loses a yard or 2, brings second down.
So right now they're not talking about what that last play was. They're talking about, oh, you're supposed to stay here in the huddle, you're supposed to stand there in the huddle. Okay, here comes the quarterback.
A little bit more snap on that one, getting the play in. So 20 seconds on the clock now. We'll watch the play clock as they get plays in and out from that far hash. 3 wide receivers for the Raiders. Blitz coming in. Moore will run away from it. Avoids a tackler. Tries to find a couple of blockers. Hurdles. You can't do that in high school football, unfortunately. That's going to be a penalty. I've seen that before. And, man, I'm telling you, it's an athletic play. But in Florida high school football, they get flagged for it.
I mean, it looks cool.
I think we might have – we got a flag in the backfield. It looks like it's in the area of holding, and then we're going to get the second flag for Moore doing the high hurdles, which was exquisite, and that'll be a highlight to remember on senior night. But
that was an excellent shot by our cameraman there. Fantastic job. I don't know whether it was I think it was probably Aaron on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Might have been Garrett because we're closer to midfield on that one. But, yeah, that was a hell of a shot. Good job, guys. So we'll break down the call here. Official trying to explain the situation to the Ponte Vedra sidelines now. Clock stops at 11:02 to go here in the first half in the 14-0 ball game. I don't know. If I'm the Sharks coach, I have to say, you know what? Decline that hurdle penalty, man. Just give it to him. I know I know it's a safety reason behind it, but just decline that one.
Well, if I'm the Sharks coach, I just want to get the down and distance over as quickly as possible. If you're moving something to third down, take it.
So we have a holding penalty assessed against Orange Park, and it looks like they're going to assess that penalty. And then after that, we have a personal foul on
both sides.
Orange Park's that actually all settings, so they've declined that second one. So it really didn't matter one way or the other. It's a holding penalty that will get assessed.
A lot to sort through there, but at the end of the day, it's going to be second down, and it looks like 20 yards, if not a little bit longer, for Orange Park.
They've been behind the sticks quite a bit this first half, not where they wanted to be.
Yeah, penalties, botched snaps, a whole bunch of mental mistakes. Really, it's not even too much of Ponte Vedra's defense getting to them. It's more the fact that you can't control the ball and do the simple things to execute an offense.
Yep. As soon as they can get that sorted out. Ponte Vedra showing blitz, and then they back off of it. Moore gets sacked. Unfortunate. He looked like he had a receiver open for a second and then didn't see the check down in time and got bowled over.
Well, you had a double team over here on our side of the field. You had a long throw over there to the sideline, which really wasn't open either. Then you're looking for your running back potentially, coming down to your third option. Then all of a sudden there's guys in your face. You're done. You got to take the sack, move on to the next play, and trot all the way over to the sideline, get the play, trot all the way back, and call it.
He's got a tall order. Third down and 27. Ball sitting at the 17-yard line.
I'm going to reset the play clock here, give them plenty of time to align.
Coming up on 15. Trips to the left side. Moore will drop back and he'll run to that left side. He's going to throw on the run. Another flag on the play, and that is incomplete. And looks like it's going to bring up fourth down nonetheless, because that looks to be in the vicinity of holding yet again. It's that rollout that they're having trouble keeping the edge set and not having to grab any jerseys.
Yeah, things to deal with a mobile quarterback is, as an offensive lineman, you really don't know where he's going to go. Is he going to go outside of you? Should I be pulling him more to the inside? Oh, is he cutting back to the inside? Should I be pulling him more to the outside? And if you guess wrong, the referee's going to see you with a handful of jersey.
So we'll get the call here. Holding is indeed the call. So they decline it, though. We'll bring up fourth down and long. And the punt team will come on for the Raiders. 9:56 to go in this first half. Orange Park did get a big stop, keeping Ponte Vedra off the board. So that has helped the cause for the time being. Going to need another stop if they want to try to tighten this game up here. Brocca-Fleege back to punt. Better snap this time. Good punt. That will bounce and take a good Raider bounce across the 40. Still rolling. Probably should have let that go another 2 or 3 yards before it was down at the 35-yard line. Fleege brought out the pitching wedge on that one and got a good hop and a good flip of the field there for the Raiders. First down, Ponte Vedra.
Yeah, I'm sure Fleege wanted those last couple yards too. Could have gotten a new career PR for punt yards.
$9:45 to go in the half.
All right, looks like we're still going to see the spread look from Ponte Vedra. They're going to have their receivers out to this wide side here to the bottom of your screen. Been a lot of too high safeties for Orange Park, really trying to lean more on this passing offense. They're going to try to run the ball up the middle with these 2 high safeties.
Run the ball up the middle again. This time they corral Case after a couple of yards. He has been pounding his way up the middle.
It's a pretty intuitive approach here. You try to line up at the line of scrimmage and determine what the defense is going to do before you quickly check the sideline, get the play in, and then all of a sudden you catch the defense in a non-objective look for your attack.
2nd and 7 from the 38. And Price gives it to Case, who's trying to run the edge. Can't get it set. Does manage to get upfield, though, get a couple of yards. Good patient running by Brian Case on that one. Orange Park well defended on that one. It's going to bring up third down and a yard.
All right, and Ponte Vedra is going to take their tight end off the field here and go 10 personnel, which is only 1 running back, 0 tight ends, thus the 10, and everybody else is a wide receiver.
Jack Rivera there on the defensive pursuit for Orange Park. He's going to come over to the left side of the formation, or right side of the formation, in the linebacker spot.
Well, I have an uncovered slot receiver here, so this is probably a pretty easy completion after the right.
Take a snap, and Price takes it himself, so there's no throw. He puts a foot in the ground, finds a blocker, and then he'll get tackled to the 45-yard line of Orange Park. So, yeah, that the slot receiver kind of hung out to dry, and Price didn't see it, ran upfield instead, still gets a first down.
Well, you're getting a bunch of different looks that are working right now, so pick your poison. At this point, you can run the ball without too much resistance, so you might as well break the backs of the defense. Try to wither them down a little bit here in the first half to make it a more winnable game in the second.
Trips to the right. Case in the backfield. Sidecar. He'll roll to the right, trying to fire it out there. Caught wide open and immediately tackled. Just across the 40, shy of the 35-yard line. And looks like for Ponte Vedra, that was number 19, Tucker Henderson, the sophomore.
And Ponte Vedra is very eager to keep. Got a flag here. Might be a legal man downfield from the looks of it.
That one, yeah, the initial signal from the official was ineligible downfield, and that is the call. So that completion will go back. Not sure which one of the linemen got downfield before they should have, or too far down, but that looked like a pretty clean play at first. It was a quick throw. I think it had something to do with the fact they had the rollout on the right as well. The offensive lineman may have trucked a little too far downfield.
Roll out to the right, offensive lineman on the left wants to see what's going down, takes one step too far.
8:15 to go in the half. They'll back it up to midfield. Second down and 15. Shift of personnel there. It's Caleb Stanton coming onto the field now. Clock running now, approaching 8 minutes. Stanton will come across the formation. It looks like he'll block for Price, or a Case rather, who gets the ball from Price. Gets to the 40-yard line, gets the penalty yardage back and a little more. It's going to bring up third down.
All right, still a manageable third down here. You can probably still run the ball if you wish to. You're having a pretty successful yards per carry average running against this front, but that single one-on-one coverage is very enticing.
Third down and 5 at the 40.
They're going to have one-on-one across the board here, man-to-man everywhere.
And we have a stoppage. And you'll have to forgive us as the breeze comes in. It's a pleasant field, though. I'm kind of liking this free air conditioning outside. Don't have to run mine in the car on the way home. Just crank the windows. So with senior night, it looks like we have the shirts around from some of the students that have the little white lies on them.
Yeah, they're like they're almost like yearbook quote, but they're made up stories and they're funny though.
Yes, one of them I saw that said I'm a Swiftie.
Nice.
Price puts his foot in the turf. He's got plenty of running room, but he's not going to get the first down. He's brought down pretty quickly. Still got a gain out of it, but that's going to bring up third down now. I'm confused. I thought that might have been third down, but now they're saying it's third down.
Yeah, with the penalty there, they reset the down there, so this will be third.
Okay. So that's me not paying attention. Got it. -2. Third down and 4 now from the 39. And we have a stoppage here. Officials telling everybody to reset. It looks like we have somebody with another one of those equipment issues, so got to be ready to play all the time. Trotting off for Orange Park, that's Julian Still. Replacing him is Michael McGriff in the secondary. Now they'll reset. 3rd and 4. Caleb Stanton comes across the formation, the big load at tight end. They'll give it to Case. Case up the middle again. Good running, side steps. That's not a hurdle, and it's going to be 1st and goal for Ponte Vedra.
Yeah, what's clearly the most athletic person on this offense is that running back. He has the ability to not only split holes, but to run with power as well. He comes close to hurdling somebody. I don't know if it's technically a hurdle if they go for your legs. So either way, he stumbles forward for an extra couple yards, and he's been very effective so far tonight.
Not quite 1st and goal. They actually stopped him at the 15-yard line. So 1st down and 10.
All right, they'll go back to this 4-receiver look here.
Trips to the left. got somebody to move there, and I think we're going to get a offsides penalty. And that's exactly what we get here, is Orange Park gives them a gift, and it'll make it 1st and 5 right at the 10-yard line. Coming up on the 6-minute mark to play here in the half. Happy you're joining us tonight on Sunshine State Broadcasting. Another Friday Night Lights on SSB. Getting closer and closer to the end of the season and the postseason around the corner. Price will take it himself, and he runs short of the goal line. I think they're going to say he is down right at the 1-yard line, but it is enough for a first down.
Now, my criticism here is they're still in a too high safety look on the 1-yard line.
I guess they're looking for a pass, maybe? Spot him officially at the 2-yard line now. 1st and goal. Price will give to Case, and they pop him right through. They're going to say that is a Worldwide Automotive touchdown for Ponte Vedra, their 3rd of the night.
Well, just keeping 2 players a little too far away from the line of scrimmage in a situation where you're going to assume that that the 1-yard run with a running back that's been so productive so far would probably be a quick fix. But it's parts of the process as a team that's still learning their own roles and making sure that they're adjusting week to week. We'll make sure to catch that the next time we see it. But I think that the Orange Park defense will get that figured out here or into the second half.
Have the extra point here. Noah Ash's kick is up, and it is good. So our new score with 5:07 to go in the first half. Ponte Vedra 21, Orange Park nothing. A little closer than I thought it would be after the first half. Let's try to see if we can get a score update from around the area. Ponte Vedra with the 21-0 lead. There's no update right now that I can see from the Fleming-Terry Parker game. The last I saw a score here, it was 27-0. Let's see if Caden's got something. Actually, scroll up real quick there for me. Yeah, Rains in Creekside right now. Rains is up 14-7 over the Knights. St. Augustine beating up on Bartram Trail 21-7. Let's see if we can get. Oh my goodness! If I'm reading this correctly, Fleming Island 41, Terry Parker 6.
Whoa! Fleming Island coming in strong.
Coming in hot. That game, a running clock for sure. So that game will probably be over before ours is at this rate. My goodness gracious. No score update on the Middleburg Beachside game. We may have to hunt around to social media to find that one. We'll get Caden to see if he can find that out somewhere on Instagram. See if either school has updated their score. But all eyes right now in the district, at least, on that Middleburg Beachside game to see if the Broncos can bounce back. They'll get a little squibber, and that'll get picked up. Return is on. And the return is done across the 20 to about the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. And that's where Orange Park will take over on their drive for this half. Just under 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, senior defensive back Anthony Arrest took a shot on that one. One of the things about playing starters on kickoff or kick return is there's always a chance you might take a big hit to the chest by somebody who's just happy to be out there. And that happens there to the senior. He's going to limp over to the sideline for a little bit, see if he can catch his breath.
Ponte Vedra with that 3-touchdown lead here. Raiders will get the ball to start the second half. Another score update from the area. Oakleaf 7, Ed White 7 at the end of the first.
Ed White's a pretty scrappy team. They know how to stay in good contests there. But Oakleaf and Foy were two very formidable forces there.
Got a score from the Beachside Middleburg game. It's 14-6 Barracudas in the first quarter. Actually, I believe that might be a second quarter game now. But yes, Middleburg scored first, And Beachside has answered twice, so close game there. Over off 210. Moore will roll, run, swarmed by the Sharks, and they'll stand him up right there. I can't believe that Fleming Island score. I'm going to have to check Caden's source on that one. 41-6.
Wow.
My
Sebastian
goodness.
Broughton really coming after a big game, making sure that he's staying fresh as he can to go into the playoffs.
Absolutely. Fleming Island has Terry Parker this week. They play their district finale against Middleburg at Middleburg, and then they close out their season at home at Fort White. Win the district. Looks like they may host the following week at the Rock. We'll have to see where the bracket goes. Moore throws, and that is tipped and incomplete. And for Ponte Vedra on the play, that is Mason Houseman with the pass deflection.
Excellent play by the safety playing in the box there, playing zone coverage with a deep quarters, and he has the underneath responsibility. You have to scrape from depth, see the eyes of the quarterback, and put your dive into the passing lane there. So an excellent shot from 24 to make sure he disrupts that hitch play.
3rd down and 13. Wind is shifting constantly. Right now it is blowing straight behind the backs of Orange Park, but the flags in the end zone, the far part of the field next to the track, looking like it's angled just slightly. Got another penalty flag on the play here. We're going to get a procedure call against the Raiders. It's going to back them up 5 more. So back further behind the sticks and in a deeper hole yet again on 3rd down.
Well, now you see this as an opportunity to pin your ears back in pass rush. There's not much you can do here if you're Orange Park. You get to distances this much, you might as well try the draw play. You're chalking up the punt team and seeing what you can get out of your defense to finish out the second quarter into the first half.
End of the first quarter in Durham. Duke 7, Florida State 3. Brock Glenn has already thrown an interception tonight. Quentin Moore drops back, got a clean pocket, flares it out, and that is incomplete, just a little bit too far out of the hands. DeMar Jackson was the intended receiver, and he did not get a hand on it.
Looks like number 36 for the Sharks defending against the pass.
Some other big college games kicking off tonight. 8 o'clock, Oregon, Purdue. Way out west will be done here by the time that happens. BYU hosting Oklahoma State.
Oregon-Purdue sounds like a pretty good one. Oregon's got a lot of speed on their team and a defense that's playing quite well under a defensive head coach in Dan Lanning. You're going to look for them to rebound off of a great win. You know, sometimes you come off a little bit flat in those contests, and we want to see them produce and get into the playoff with the head of steam.
Fleege's punt will continue to take a roll, and you got to back away from it. Fire, fire, fire. Get away from the ball. Number 36 for Ponte Vedra, the Cooper Sobiecki, almost cost himself a turnover by doing the moonwalk on that to get away from it.
So those fixable near mistakes that you look for in these games, you know, there's a imperfect assignment. Oh, maybe you lined up a little too far close to the numbers or too far away from the hash. In that one, let's make sure we know on punt return we're supposed to be away from the football if it comes anywhere near us in those kind of situations.
4 minutes exactly in the first half. Finish this off. Go to the break. Ball rests at the 46-yard line of Ponte Vedra. Drops back, clean pocket. He steps up, and will get wrapped up after a couple of yards. Right at the 50-yard line is where they'll get him. Everybody covered downfield. Good coverage for the Raiders, but they do give up 5 yards.
Well, in football, there is the 4-minute drill. It's usually when you're ahead of at the end of half scenarios where you're trying to take up enough time off the clock to where you're the last person to possess the football and yet still scoring. The 4-minute drill is, in my opinion, significantly tougher than the 2-minute drill because usually defenses know what you're up to and what you're trying to do.
2nd and 6, they'll call it right at midfield. Gives it to Case, who is gobbled up immediately and a great open field tackle. Willie Ross, the senior linebacker, jumping and wrapping him up. Excellent stop, good form tackle.
And Orange Park's going to put in a full line change here, going from run stop mode to pass rush mode.
Brings up 3rd down and 9 at the 47 of Ponte Vedra. They'll come out with a trips formation bunched up on the near side. Clock running, about 2:45 to go. Price will fake, drops back, looking to throw, doesn't have a receiver open, rolling out, trying to find a man, fires across, that is tipped and intercepted. And Orange Park with a turnover to close out the half. Jack Rivera with the interception off the deflection, and there's some life on the Raider sidelines.
Yeah, that'll give some juice to your squad. Make sure you get into the half with a little bit of a bump here. You still need to convert at least 1 first down here to not give the ball back to the Sharks.
Got all your timeouts to work with, too, so you can marshal up a drive and not have to eat up a bunch of clock. We apologize for the wind, everybody. We are definitely getting into breezy conditions tonight. First down and 10 for Quentin Moore and the Raiders offense. 2 men in the backfield, 3 wide. Moore looking, steps away from pressure, and gets sacked, and he just had no time to get out of the pocket. He had receivers that were open for a minute, but he had no chance to get away from that sharp pressure.
Now, if you're Ponte Vedra, are you deciding to take a timeout here?
So far, they're not going to do it, and Moore is a little hobbled after that play, walking with a bit of a noticeable limp. Second down and 15, ball at the 40.
I think they're content to take it to half here, both sides.
Well, after the negative play like that, as you imagine, they would slow things down just a hair. Clock at 1:40 and counting. Stay in that 3 wide set. High snap. And that is blown up in the backfield. Ponte Vedra has absolutely been a terror in the backfield. We're going to get a timeout on the field.
Now, I don't think they're going to call any personal fouls here, but they have sent number 20 for Ponte Vedra. They've sent him over to the sideline, likely to say, hey, he's done for this half. Sometimes in high school football, you'll get some temporary timeouts from the officials, just to make sure they're calming down situations that might escalate, sorry.
Yep, and that's looks to be what the conversation was, as they got some direction from the far official there. Clock stops right now, 1:16 to go.
There's nothing that can ruin a 21-0 lead for a sideline like a, let's call it a tough conversation with somebody who might be incurring a personal foul penalty. So those are ones that really infuriate coaches, especially when they're up significantly in leads. It's moments of teaching, or it's teaching moments for kids that probably need the extra assertion of you can't do that just because you're winning.
Ponte Vedra has taken the timeout. That is their first of this half. And they have reset the game clock to 1 minute and 30 seconds. So we will make our adjustments on our side here. But yeah, timeout Ponte Vedra taken at the 1:30 mark. Situation is 3rd down and 15. Ball sitting at the 40-yard line.
It looks like Ponte Vedra wants the ball back here. They called a timeout, and they want to be aggressive, see if they can sack the quarterback. They probably should have called a timeout on that first down if they wanted it back so badly.
Yeah, I imagine they would have managed the clock a little bit better than that, but nonetheless, we are where we are. There's 4 wide, 3rd and long. Moore will drop back. He's going to roll to his right, throws to a receiver in the flat. That is immediately tackled. And number 44, Robert Gilvari, the sophomore, with the immediate hit, and we'll have another called timeout here. Looks like Ponte Vedra will stop the clock yet again.
All right, so saving that last time out of theirs will probably help in the field goal setup process. It's always nice to say if you have your running back tackled in the field of play that you can burn a timeout and get the field goal unit on. Not very many high school teams practice the rushed field goal.
Stops the clock with 1:15 to go. It's 4th down and 12. Brockafligi is out there on the field. Looks like he'll get ready to punt.
Normally there are bigger concerns like who's going to be our punter this week in high school football.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that. Unless, oh, well, it looks like, yeah, I did see that. I got another score update over there in Durham. Duke is now up 13-3. God, I'm glad I'm not watching that game tonight. I even wore my shirt, too, and I'm like, well, what's the chance? But
it has not been Florida State's year. I was there for the game against Clemson. It was a rough going for sure, but you'd want to see their superstars play a little bit better, especially because they're such a transfer portal destination there in Tallahassee. But they'll rebound. They'll find a way to get some better quarterback play, and they'll attack it next year. I believe in Coach Norvell.
Yes, I do too. I think it's one of those things that Jordan Travis was just about everything, and there was a noticeable drop in the talent. But something cool for us, though, is that we've actually gotten to see Sam Singleton come out a couple of times in running back play for the Noles. So he's gotten a little TV time. That punt is going to go off the side of his foot and will go out of bounds. The 35, they're going to march it up now. They'll say he got it down at the 39-yard line.
Well, with these punts, he was either going to rush that one off the side of his foot or it was going to get blocked. Any extra time on that one at all would have resulted in a huge negative play.
But, yeah, just going back to Sam Singleton, over there at Florida State and getting some time on the TV. And I don't know. I guess now we have the clock adjusted now. So the official clock says 49 seconds. I think the officials may put some time back on. We'll see. I think he's pointing in the direction of the scoreboard there. We'll get a word here in just a second.
I was under the impression that his clock should be 1:05.
Looks like ref is on his communications right now, so we'll see if we get a clock adjustment. And Caden, 1:07 is where
1:07.
Put that now. So we'll get that fixed for you on our scoreboard. Get everything synced up, and good job, Caden, saving the day on that one. As long as it's not me doing it. It's harder than it looks to do this. Try to call the game.
So we're going to look at Ponte Vedra with the chance to drive down and take a 28-point lead here. But that too-high safety look is now a very big asset for Orange Park. Defense they're very familiar with playing.
Drop back, throws over the middle. That is incomplete. That was intended for David Doherty, who was wide open, but passed just a little outside.
So one weakness of the too-high safety look is the middle of the field. Unless you have those two safeties squeezed towards the middle, it's usually a more difficult place to defend.
2nd down and 10. That stopped the clock with 1:02. 3 wide. Price puts his foot in the ground, runs, he scampers through into the second level, stays inbounds, clock moving now, bringing it up 3rd down. Ponte Vedra will try to hang on to that timeout. They're going to hustle to the line. Orange Park, rather pedestrian in their movement, trying to hustle the guy off the field right now to prevent the penalty. They do. Price throwing over the top, and that is intercepted. And another turnover by Orange Park. My goodness gracious, where did that come from? Daniel Richardson says, look what I found.
Well, that's going to prevent this 28-point lead. That's a great play by the kid there, making sure that he's getting the ball for his offense. You're likely going to see him kneel it, but that's still a big momentum stopper if you're going to be Orange Park.
That keeps Orange Park in this game a little longer, honestly. So 2 turnovers tonight, both interceptions by Drew Price. One of them was a tip drill. Can't really argue that one, but that one was a clear throw behind, and Richardson sort of one-armed it, and all of a sudden, looky here, I've got the football, and Orange Park takes over on the 30-yard line, 36 seconds. They have 3 timeouts. Let's see if they can do something with it. Get a snap. Moore looks, has a pocket, throws an incomplete, and his receivers are all looking in that direction going, hey, man, where are you throwing it?
Well, hopefully with the mesh play, as you see 2 crossing routes come underneath, you're going to have one pop open and one hopefully take 2 defenders. If you get that scenario, you have a catch and run threat. If not, it's really dangerous to throw the ball in the middle of the field when your 2 guys are crossing. That's the entire defense around the football.
Stops the clock with 33 seconds to go, 2nd down and 10. See if they can make an adjustment here. They have had some open looks, but Moore has either been rushed and sacked or forced to run away and not make the throw he was looking for. They'll get a good pocket here, but then a little bit of pressure flare out, and they'll get out of bounds. That will stop the clock. DeMar Jackson again with the reception. They get a couple of yards on the play. 3rd down, stops the clock with 27 seconds to go.
Yeah, be careful here because they have come very close to blocking some punts here, and you do not want to be, if you don't convert this, you do not want to be tackled out of bounds, and you do not want an incomplete pass.
3rd down and 9 from the 31. Moore steps back, takes it himself, quarterback draw all the way. He's got a 1st down, a couple of more yards. He's across midfield to the 40, 30, to the 20, to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Orange Park. Quentin Moore turns on the Jets and gets Orange Park right back into this game with 14 seconds to go in the half. Have a night, Quentin Moore, the senior, broke one for big yardage and the score.
Absolute momentum shift. We thought it was going to be a 28-0 ball game. Now we got a 2-score game.
2 turnovers on the night for the defense, and they finally capitalize, and Quentin Moore finds the hole he was looking for, and the crowd lights up. And they're going to get the ball to start the 2nd half, so that's a huge sandwich opportunity for the Raiders coming out in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I'm looking over the Ponte Vedra sideline. They are absolutely shocked. All of them are hands on hips. All of them don't know what just happened.
Not a clue. Oh, no, that one may get blocked, and then Moore has to take it himself. He flips it out, and that is incomplete. Might have almost shoveled it in there for 2, but he doesn't get there. The protection broke down as the snap was high. 14 seconds to go, but nonetheless, the damage is done. Ponte Vedra has had a couple of be the spoiler tonight. If I had to write that down as a key to the game for Orange Park, I'd say mess with their heads tonight. And so far, they have been unwilling to roll over, which is kind of what I think Ponte Vedra expected him to do. So Sharks surprisingly confused by Quentin Moore's speed as he found another gear. Sends this one off end over end. Looks like it'll be returnable. Takes some more. Oh, that's bobbled, and that's trouble. But that will start the clock moving. And we'll have a decent return. That's going to come back on a penalty flag. There's a flag on the near sideline here at the 20-yard line. They're going to stop the clock with 2 seconds to go. And I think no matter what the outcome of the penalty is here, the Sharks probably just get in victory, take a knee, and run to the half, scratching their head.
Oh, and then I get to take a trip over to the Raider Band concession stand?
It's time for another jog, David.
I have never wanted a funnel cake more in my entire life.
Well, this is going to be our last chance to get one this season, man. So the concession stand game is only going to elevate, I'm sure, as we approach the postseason.
Oh,
here.
I don't know about that, BP. They do a great job here at the Raider Band concession stand.
They don't mess around with that stuff.
But you're right, though. The playoff atmosphere, it's not only a higher expectation of the quality of football, but, you know, I can stand for a good playoff burger. Playoff burger sounds pretty good to it. It's got a nice ring to it.
Playoff burgers do sound good, and it looks like we're going to have most of the district may end up getting into the playoffs. And we're going to have 2 holding penalties. They're all going to be declined, I think. Yep, they're just going to decline it. And that's exactly what Ponte Vedra is going to do. They're going to get in victory formation here. And we're going to go into the half. Actually, there's some confusion. There's multiple holding calls. They'll decline one, take the other, and this will put it deep into Sharks territory. But no, they're out in victory, so that's going to do it for the half. So a surprising half. Ponte Vedra has jumped on top, but the Orange Park Raiders have turned the ball over, and they've gotten Quentin Moore through for a touchdown, and that's how we'll stop our first half. 21-6 right now at the half. We're going to take a break. David's going to run the 40-yard dash as fast as possible, and there he goes. And when we come back, we will have some breakdown of the scores in the region. We'll talk a little about this first half, and we'll do what we do best here at Courtney Stadium and enjoy the cuisine. We're at halftime, 21-6 our score. Friday Night Lights on SSB. We will be back after this commercial message.
Having served Clay County for 18 years, Worldwide Automotive is bringing back the neighborhood repair facility with fair and honest pricing. It's why Worldwide Automotive's motto is car repair with care. Worldwide Automotive provides old-fashioned customer-centered service in an environment that is friendly and welcoming. Servicing domestic and European cars, Worldwide Automotive is offering $25 off to anyone who mentions this ad. And that's for any service. There's no need to go to the dealer for your 30, 60, 90, or 120-mile services. They offer same-day service and will handle your requirements for oil changes, belts, tire rotations, air conditioning, brake flushes, transmission services, and tune-ups. Come by and say hi to owners Joe and Valerie and see why they say their customers are family. Worldwide Automotive is located at 2490 County Road 220. For more information, go to worldwide-automotive.com.
Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
Halftime festivities coming to a close here at Courtney Stadium. David has done the 40-yard dash and back, and I think Courtney Stadium here at Orange Park might be part of the reason why I sign up to David's gym and get his personal training services, because I am not going to lose any weight doing any more games here.
Well, it's just always fun to make sure we get some sweets up here. The funnel cake that they have is crispy and fluffy on the inside. Just
yes.
An absolute masterclass on fanfare food.
And you got a Chick-fil-A sandwich to go for the for the ride up 95.
You think I was going to come to the Raider Band concession stand and not leave armed and dangerous?
I don't blame you, dude. I mean, I'm a Buc-ee's kind of guy. I would have stopped for some barbecue late, and maybe coffee. The Raider Band seniors getting sprinted out now. They have just about run out of halftime time here to finish that off, but we've had some recognition for the Raiderette cheerleaders, the Raider cheerleaders. All the cheerleading squads actually have been fun to watch this season across the board. Have the band out, Raider Band honoring a large class of seniors this year for the class of 25 as the last one marches across. So we're going to get Caden to roll up those scores one more time. I'm going to get you up to date on what's happening around the area. A couple of really good ball games and a couple of surprises. Believe it or not, Rains right now leading Creekside 22-7 at the half. St. Augustine leading Bartram Trail 27-14 at the half. Elsewhere in the area right now, let's go see if we can find how badly that Fleming Island is beating up on Terry Parker right now. I saw that score was pretty bad. 41-6, that game now in the third quarter, likely under a running clock scenario. Oakleaf leading Ed White 14-7, homecoming out there in the Knights Den. Bowles leading Riverside 17-7. The Bulldogs on the road. Middleburg and Beachside. That game is at the half. The Barracudas are leading 14-6 in a very pivotal district matchup. Elsewhere out in the area, we'll take a look. Trinity Catholic down 24-0 to Union County. St. Thomas Aquinas, I saw that one was a big game. I see Shaman Madonna in action tonight. Some other teams down in South Florida, down in the rural division. And a whole bunch of stuff going on tonight. Everything back on track. Nice leading Atlantic Coast 16-6 over there in St. Johns County. The Panthers, they're looking like they're going to make a playoff run this year for sure. Newberry leading Fort White 14-3. Another score popping up there. East Side over Sandalwood, another team in Jacksonville. They're down 7. Miami Central and Norland down in South Florida. That game's tied up at 7 apiece. Cardinal Mooney leading Riverview down there 14-10. That's in the second quarter. Nature Coast, Land O'Lakes tied up 21 apiece. Flagler, Palm Coast, and Yulee tied up at 21 apiece. And that's a look around here. Keystone Heights right now playing Chiefland, another team in the Clay County area. Chiefland's up 27-0 over the Indians. And that'll do it for our look at the scoreboard right now. But my goodness gracious, David, that Fleming Island score, shocking how good Fleming Island was out the gate. Absolutely pounding on Terry Parker.
Well, Terry Parker, too, is supposedly billed as one of the better defensive teams in the area. So it's a fantastic showing from one of the better quarterbacks in the area with Sebastian Broughton, somebody who we've pitched on this show as being one of the best players in Jacksonville. We were even pitching him as one of the top players in the city through 6 games, the MVP of Jacksonville through 6 games. And it looks like through 7 he's still earning that title.
Yeah, absolutely. Still making a difference. So we're back here after an interesting half that started out like Ponte Vedra was going to run away with it, and then they started getting stalled. They've had to punt. They've had 2 interceptions, one on a tip drill, one that was a, hey, excuse me, there's a ball right there, and I'll grab it. And that one turned into points. Quentin Moore ran 70 yards for the lone Orange Park touchdown. They will start the third quarter with the ball, down 2 possessions. Ponte Vedra was trying to make this a 28-0 game before that interception. And that was picked off very handily by senior Daniel Richardson, who got a present on senior night. Sharks kick it away here. That one, a line driver, will not go into the end zone at first, but on the hop, that's where it will go. And Orange Park will start at the 20. Quentin Moore, his longest run of the night. Definitely picked up all of those sack yardage that he had lost on a couple of pressure plays here. It's been really tough for him to get set in the pocket tonight. He's had quite a bit of pressure by that Ponte Vedra front seven.
Well, that one botch snap that they had in the first quarter really set back that offense significantly and threw off the rhythm of them. But hopefully, because of that long touchdown run from Moore there, they can get more into a rhythm themselves. And let's see if they're going to still stress the quarterback run game here, as it does add an extra blocker into the box.
The wind has finally died down here, as has the mist, so it looks like it's just going to be cool for the rest of the evening. We'll see how long that lasts as we start this third quarter. Moore will give, and they have not had a whole lot of luck running up the middle. Dylan Ruiz, last week's Jacksonville Sharks Player of the Week, who ran over 100 yards against Westside, just really hasn't had a chance to get going so far. They do get a 2-yard gain out of the play, move it up to the 22-yard line, 2nd down and 8.
Now we see a lot quicker pre-snap communication between coach and quarterback in this relay system. It does look a lot like Moore is dealing a lot more into the huddle and a lot more explanation on his own in these play calls.
Flip the field. Ryder Fulmer will now come to the near corner. He's in single coverage. More patient at the line, looks, gets out of the pressure, then steps upfield, and there he goes, and they know that he's dangerous. Shifty move, gets across to the 30-yard line. It looks like he'll have enough for a first down, and boy, he was fighting for every single inch on that play. Quentin Moore moves the sticks, first down Orange Park, and that's a positive on this opening drive of the third quarter.
Yeah, Quentin definitely has wheels there. He has enough speed to escape the pocket, the wherewithal to stay on his feet and keep the play alive, finding ways to get first downs out of there, and even though it might not be the most conventional way, he's still moving this offense down the field.
Doesn't necessarily need to put the game entirely on his shoulders, but anything that he can do to create opportunities for his team right now is a plus. And you're right, David, they've come back to the line of scrimmage much faster than they did in the first half. 1st and 10 from the 32. Put a man in motion. He'll get a snap. Fakes it. Comes out. Maybe gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. That play did not develop the way that they wanted it to, but he still falls back to the line and doesn't turn into a negative gain.
Well, that's one of the ones you see that you sent a receiver in motion to fake the jet sweep. Nobody took the fake jet sweep. All eyes keyed in on Moore there.
Really haven't had a whole lot of success tonight running in the interior. And again, we haven't really seen much of that edge run, maybe sprint or speed option that they've run in the past. So maybe now in a 2-touchdown game, you've got a chance to stay in it here. Maybe you'll wrinkle here, wrinkle there to open up some of that interior run. Spread the formation out right now, 2nd and 9. Moore will get a snap. He's going to roll to his right, throws, and that's a little high, and that is nearly intercepted. And that one had touchdown written all over it. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, they're sitting back there in quarters coverage, which means the eyes of the defensive back are on the quarterback. So as soon as they have that ball up into the air, the defender actually knows before the receiver that the ball's coming headed his way. The defensive back jumps it, but needs to really secure that one and run it for a touchdown. Had a golden opportunity there, squandered.
And a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct foul is going to get called on Orange Park. Quentin Moore came over to the sideline. He was hobbled a little bit, and he was adamant that something happened to him that shouldn't have. It's going to bring 3rd down and 24 now, and this is a place that Orange Park has been all too familiar with tonight, playing this far behind the sticks. Moore is on the sidelines right now. He is not playing quarterback. He appears to be dinged up a little bit, and DeMar Jackson's going to come into the game now. Let's see what they do under center here.
I wonder if they're communicating a short break for the quarterback from the officiating crew. Would not be the first of those we've seen tonight.
Looks like tempers may have flared to the point that he did get the UC penalty. So they're going to put Jackson and Dylan Ruiz in the backfield, and it looks like Jackson is going to – no, they're going to give it to Ruiz now in a Wildcat scenario. He's going to look to throw, and then he steps up, quarterback draw all the way, get a couple of yards, This is going to bring a punting situation now.
You know, it looked like he practiced that drop back for a while. One of the ones you do in front of the mirror just to say, oh, I look good going back here. But it was always a quarterback draw. You knew it was coming from the get-go.
Yeah, it looked like he was squaring up the throw there, but no, he was running all the way, and that's going to bring on a Fleegee to punt here on 4th and 19. So the drive stalls.
At this point, you're bumping coach and saying, hey, coach, I can play quarterback. Yeah, for sure. Have you seen this cannon? Looks fantastic.
Senior night, why not? Clock rolling now, 9:20 and counting. Good snap, steps up, gets a good kick on this one. And that will take a quick Sharks bounce, and it will be fielded immediately. Number 11, James Waters on the roster. He'll stop that one from going any further across midfield, and Ponte Vedra will start their first drive of the second half. Sharks looked like they were going to start to put the pedal to the metal here. They ran into an orange and black wall. They've been stifled. Otherwise, this game is running away and the clock is still moving. But nonetheless, Orange Park still very much alive. And they see if they can get another stop on defense here. But they're going to have to get around the running game of Brian Case right now because he has absolutely been obliterating the middle. Price will give it to him, and they're going to hit him in the backfield, but he squirts out of it, and then the help comes. He gets a minimal gain on the play, but boy, I tell you what, the pressure in the backfield was exquisite by this Raider offense, or Raider defense.
They really know how to scheme it up here. They're in good positions to make plays. It's just you miss a tackle here, you miss a tackle there, you have to come back and make a second attempt at the tackle, and you look up, and your negative play is turned into a 3-yard run.
The way Case has been running, that 3-yard run is a fair exchange instead of a 30-yard run, the way he's been doing it tonight. 2nd down and 7 from the 49. Get a snap, good pocket, pass, and that is over the head. Had to climb the ladder on that one. Number 8, Camden Tsitsi, again, usually a sure-handed receiver, but he normally doesn't have to climb upstairs to get it. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Well defended either way by Orange Park.
Throwing through a lot of traffic to get that ball completed there. You want to do a favor for your quarterback.
Looks like the Raiders are going to come up in man coverage on the outside. Still have that too high safety look. Orange Park waiting patiently as the Sharks get their play in from the sidelines. Again, they really don't huddle all that much. Price fakes, takes it himself, runs on the edge, does not have enough for the 1st down. Looks like he might have gotten to the 45-yard line, and that's a 3-and-out for Ponte Vedra, and it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field here. They've got a manageable 4th down. It's 4th down and 4 right now. Ball sitting at the 46-yard line. And this is a big opportunity for the Raiders right now. Let's see if they can get a stop here. Try to see if they can draw them off sides with a hard count. No bite. Good discipline. Way to hold your water for the Raiders defense. Play clock at 20 seconds. Plenty of time. Line back up again. Slide a man in motion. Price will try that hard count one more time. They don't bite. 7 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, you're looking at a try to draw them off and punt it situation here. Here comes the timeout.
That's exactly what they do, and they take the delay penalty. So they'll give up 5 yards, and Orange Park does an excellent job of holding their ground and to force the punt for 3-and-out, and that's a really good start to the half for them defensively.
And just in case, you know, second half timeout's more valuable than first half timeouts, so they're going to take the delay there. And it's going to be what is essentially, you know, it's an excellent series defensively. You're going to get the ball back and continue the momentum as far as driving towards a regular, more conventional score. All right, whole line change here by Orange Park. Trying to get some senior bodies out here. Lots of seniors for their special teams units.
Still in rest. We'll have 2 men deep, one sitting at the 30, the other at the 10-yard line, and Now we have a timeout. So on the subject of timeouts
no.
being valuable, it looks like they might have had a personnel issue. And they've had to take a timeout here on 4th down and 9. You're going to get the ball back, and you had to burn a timeout because you had some confusion as to who belonged where. So that's a teaching moment right there for Coach Wimberly and his crew.
And it's one of those things on a senior night. You went over on maybe Wednesday afternoon. Hey, you know what? We'll change things up on special teams. I want all the seniors to play on this unit, which is really good of the coach, making sure guys get opportunities in their last game. But, you know, when you don't know you're on a specific team or you haven't gone over it or you're just semi out of the norm, you're going to have mistakes like this happen. It's one of those classics, stand up if you're on punt return team. And you can't get 11, you can't get 11.
While we have a second here, we remind you that you can catch tonight's live broadcast on demand on our YouTube channel. You can find our YouTube channel one of two ways. You can go to our website, ssbjacks.com, or you can go to youtube.com/@Sunshine State Broadcasting and watch replays of all of our prior broadcasts. Thank you for those who are joining us live tonight on YouTube. That one almost blocked. A good punt off nonetheless. That will be a returnable. Very deep right now, and that's going to get down to about the actually going to get him another flag on the play. That's what I thought. Laundry was coming out here, so we'll see what the penalty is, but that was a boom of a punt.
An excellent punt coverage there by the long snapper and left gunner. They carried that receiver up the field, pinned him to the sideline, and made a tackle in open space. And this may be a penalty for a block in the back.
This looks like exactly what it is. We're going to get a block on the back here. Orange Park is going to put him in even deeper territory. Move that half the distance to the goal. And Ponte Vedra with the punt and the penalty has successfully flipped the field.
So it looks like we're going to see more back end at quarterback here.
So he's going to spot the ball, looks like at about the 6-yard line. But it is Orange Park ball. They had a stop, held Ponte Vedra to no points yet again. Try to see if they can mount a drive of their own here, get out of the shadow of their end zone. Spot the ball officially at the 7-yard line. Moore against the blitz. Looks like he might have lost a couple on the play. Bring up 2nd down. Yeah, Orange Park has been cheating up a little bit because they know they're going to get a heavy dose of the run. And I think it goes back to something that happened earlier in the first half, David. If Moore makes a couple of more throws, gets a couple of more completions, I don't think Ponte Vedra is cheating up as much as they are. Right now they're disrespecting the pass entirely and really giving it to him in the run game because they know they haven't been able to run between the tackles.
Yeah, the only people that are deep are the cornerbacks, just protecting against a possible deep heave. Other than that, they're really trying to get towards the middle of the box, specifically after Moore, who has been escaping outside of the tackles. They know that the outside run is coming and that the interior is their strength.
2nd down and 12. Moore drops back. He's got a clean pocket, throws over the middle. That's caught. And we've got a big run. And that's Ryder Fulmer to the 30, to the 40, to midfield. Cuts up. Oh, no. Ryder Fulmer stumbles across the 40 to the 35-yard line. Welcome back to football, Ryder Fulmer. And a huge turn of events as Ryder Fulmer gets a crossing route and turns it into a massive gain. And, oh, my goodness, somebody alert his mom because that one was a heck of a run.
Oh, I'm sure she's watching, either in stands or at Florida Sports broadcast, or sorry, Sunshine State Broadcasting.
You've done it once.
This is my first time all year.
Once. Finally, we're David's on the board. Ryder Fulmer with a huge catch and run on that one sets them up in Ponte Vedra territory. Moore drops back. He's going to give that counter play again, and they just have not been able to get DeMar Jackson into a hole. Ponte Vedra has covered that really well, and they might have lost a yard on the play.
Well, very happy to be here for Sunshine State Broadcasting and the awesome team that we have here. I want to make sure that we are supporting the parents that help us put these games together by supporting us in our broadcasting endeavors and subscribing to our YouTube channel. We want to make sure that we can give you the best broadcasting experience as often as we can here at Sunshine State Broadcasting.
For those that have just tuned in for the first time, this team has been together. David and I have been doing this since 2021, actually. So we've been the audio part of it for the crew for the longest part. And Garrette and Aaron have joined us more recently, as has Courtney. But this team together earlier in this year, operating under a different name and still providing you that wonderful service that we did earlier in the year, just now under a different banner. And same stuff. We're just getting better all the time. And we're looking forward to postseason football. We're looking forward to basketball this season. I hear once again there's a possibility of some baseball a little bit later on in the spring. I'm interested myself in getting involved in the flag football this springtime. Flag football has just skyrocketed in popularity up here, and there is some very talented flag football being played up here. There are some really good athletes. Some of them are two-sport athletes, either on basketball teams or track teams, and they just play really well up here. A lot of really good teams in this area, so we're looking forward to doing more than just what you're seeing tonight. There's Quentin Moore trying to get into that interior, bounces off some tacklers and then gets through. And that is just some aggressive running by Quentin Moore to get a positive gain on that play for one that looked like it was stopped dead to rights. And going to maybe bring up about 3rd and 7.
Well, now that you see that Orange Park is no longer shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties or negative exchanges off the snap, they're really quite the efficient offense as far as running the football.
Call it 3rd and 8 now. Ball sitting at the Ponte Vedra 33-yard line. Need to get to the 25 for a first down. Tighten the formation up, too wide. Moore will get a snap. He'll give it right up the middle. Dylan Ruiz, and he might have gotten a yard on that play. It's going to bring up 4th down. And now I think you're kind of in a no-man's land scenario, which punting the football is not going to help you all that much. And you don't seem to have the range for a field goal, so you're going to go for it here on what looks like 4th and 7.
Well, it's going to be no shocker here. The ball's going to be in Moore's hands. He's going to have the opportunity to either throw or run. And hopefully he can make a good decision here and move the sticks.
See if they can find what they found earlier in Fulmer. Fulmer will line on the near side. Afliji will go to the far corner. They'll tighten the formation again, run what they ran with 2 running backs in the backfield. Moore will roll out. He's comfortable throwing that way. That's caught wide open. That's Jackson. First down, Orange Park. And they found a little wrinkle there, getting Jackson into the flat, and that's enough for a first down. And those are those things that they're going to have to do if they want to stay moving in this game. And get a pat on the head there from his coach.
It
nice
looks
throw.
like Jackson's going to have to go down here for a bit. He took a real good shot to the leg, and although he did go down, come back up, he will have to go down a second time. It seemed like that pop was a pretty good stinger, and he might need a little assistance here getting off the field.
We have a penalty flag that's out there. And Caden seems to be indicating that it might be roughing the passer. We'll get a call on that in a second. If that's the case, they're going to tack on some more yards. Yeah, Jackson's hobbled here.
Serves as a utility player for Orange Park. He's a in between the tackles runner as a running back. He's a wing blocker as a tight end. He also does some special teams and defense as well. So a jack of all trades for Orange Park. Just want to make sure we give him a well-deserved shout-out for the senior tonight.
And they are marching off penalty yardage here, so that was the call. Good job, Caden, getting that one. First down, Orange Park. And they are in striking distance now after being backed up inside their own 7-yard line. They have come roaring downfield. Chance to make this a one-possession ball game, 3:39 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, score and an extra point will get that done.
Ponte Vedra on their heels right now. First time we've seen them backed up this deep. Stay in that tight formation. They'll have a Fleegee on the near side here. They're going to try to give up the middle. That's Dylan Ruiz. I think that was Ruiz, yep. And he gets a good 5-yard gain, maybe 6, even more. They push the pile a little more, and that turned out to be a better run than it looked initially. Orange Park line giving him a little shove.
Yeah,
And
if I'm the offensive line coach for Orange Park, I'm like, come on, boys, let's do some more of this. We want to push some piles over here. If we can push that pile into the end zone, we're making a bigger unit for Ponte Vedra and their defensive line. We're making the big guys look bad.
second down for Orange Park, inching closer to the goal line. They can get a first down inside the 5.
Likely running behind number 55 here. Their big senior left guard will be Jeremiah Hamilton.
Fulmer and Afliji out at wide receivers. They've been running this formation most of the series. They give it again. This time, Moore is stuck. He tries to get out of pressure. I don't know. I might have thrown it away on that one instead of taking it himself, but he's going to lose some yards on the play. Going to bring up third down.
Yeah, either way, they had a read on for the running back, and the running back was being tackled in the backfield, so he decides to pull the ball. Another Ponte Vedra Shark still barreling down at him, so he had no choice there. If he was to throw it and there was an offensive lineman downfield, all of a sudden you're looking at an ineligible man downfield, and not only would you have the loss, but you also have the penalty tacked on top. So either way, he was a little out of luck there and has to go down for the big penalty play or the big loss play for third down.
They're down at about 8 now. Ball resting at the 10-yard line. They didn't look like they were ready for that single coverage. That's Fulmer into the end zone, just off of his fingertips, incomplete. Oh, that was a nice touch pass, just a little bit more of an extension on those arms there, and he might have hauled that in. That's going to bring up fourth down, and I think you're going to see the offense stay on the field here for one more shot. They can get a first down.
Well, absolutely right there. That was a terrific throw from Moore there with excellent touch on the football, just inches away from being caught there. It could have been called pass interference. It looked like there was an arm that might have been wrapped around Fulmer, but we're hoping that we see more pass plays like that in the future here, because that's a connection that's been working.
Brock Afliji will now come on to try a field goal. This would be about a 29, maybe a 30-yard field goal. Snap is, no, that's blocked. Sharks get all over that one, and no points on the board for Orange Park despite the drive. We have an injured player on the field after that block, so good penetration by Ponte Vedra to get on that one. Keeps the score 21-6 with 1:37 to go in the third quarter. So while we tend to the injured player, let's take a commercial timeout and catch our breath here. Again, 1:37 to go in the third quarter. 21-6, Ponte Vedra still hanging on to the lead. We'll be back on Sunshine State Broadcasting in just a moment.
Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
Back to action here in the third quarter. Ponte Vedra now with the ball. Drew Price gives it up to Brian Case. And he'll get a couple of yards on that one, bring up second down. We've had an exchange of punts and one blocked field goal, and that's been the limit of your action here in this third quarter. Orange Park has played really solid defense through the stretch, late into the second half and into the third quarter to keep this margin within reach.
It's been a resilient fight from Orange Park. You know, we really expected Ponte Vedra to run away with this game and to run away early. And at one point, down 21 on defense with the heels, with their defense on their heels, Orange Park dug in, and now they've climbed back into this ball game.
Price under pressure, throws in the flat. That might have been deflected, and that's incomplete. And another good defensive pressure by the Raiders to get that hurried up.
And another long third down. This is not the way that Ponte Vedra's offense wants to operate. They don't want to trust their quarterback to throw the ball down the field, especially if their offensive line isn't protecting.
Third down and 7, ball at the 26. Can the Raiders bow up here and bring up another 3 and out? They did earlier this half.
And the Raiders have been doing a good job rushing 4, maybe 5 to create pressure. They don't need to do too much to still get into the backfield.
Price drops back, clean pocket. There's some pressure back there. They almost got to him. He's going to throw deep. He's got a wide open Tsitsi, and he's going to catch that sliding down to the turf at the 40-yard line. What a heads-up play. Moves the sticks with a first down.
Maybe if there's not so much pressure on the quarterback, he could have delivered a ball down the field that could have been a catch-and-run experience there, only because that was a wide open play there. And if it wasn't for a throw significantly behind him, he probably would have ran that one into the end zone.
Also, they were hot on his heels, so he was lucky to get that ball out the way he did. Otherwise, this was Sac City, and it's 4th down. 40-yard line is where we are, 1st and 10. Clock up to 30 seconds and counting here in this 3rd quarter. Price will give to Case, and he runs into a host of Raider defenders after about a 2.5 yard gain. Good gang tackling there by Orange Park, and that may be the last play of the quarter. We'll see what Ponte Vedra decides to do here as they get up to the line. Clock running down to 10. And I think they're going to hold this up here and flip the field. Down 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and that's going to do it for this 3rd quarter. Orange Park has done everything they can right now to stay in this game. 21-6 is still our score after 3. Exciting 4th quarter coming up for you in a 2-possession ball game. Can the Raiders pull this one out on senior night?
Yeah.
See if we can get some look at some scores down there. Caden's got the feed for us, and is it getting any uglier? Yes, it sure is. Fleming Island up 51-12 over Terry Parker. Meanwhile, Beachside is up big on Middleburg, 28-6. Middleburg might lose 2 games in the district, and that might knock them out of contention for the title. Atlantic Coast down 30-6 to Nice as well. Another big game out that way. I can't believe that Fleming Island score.
Well, Fleming Island, from the sounds of it, it sounds like they're going to be a force to be reckoned with when the playoffs get started, let alone to finish out the season here. I mean, you have one of the best players in the area in Sebastian Broughton, but the rest of his cast around him, especially defensively as well with support, that's a great team in the Jacksonville area.
Oakleaf has opened things up against Ed White over at homecoming. 28-7 the score down there at the Knight's Den. Case gets it up the middle, and he gets tackled after a significant gain, and they've been doing a lot of that all night.
I would even argue they haven't been doing enough of it. You know, if they had run the ball more significantly, especially to end out that first half, I think this would be an entirely different ball game than what we're seeing.
Yeah, they kind of gone away from that a little bit. I'd say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and that's exactly what they do. But this time, Orange Park does a really good job of penetration, and they limit the gain. So the Raiders are playing that run, and I did say that at the beginning of the broadcast, that they can play stingy run defense, and they do. Ponte Vedra, all sorts of success last week against Middleburg, still having significant success in a 2-score game, but they're not quite bowling the Raider defense over yet.
Just still want to give credit to number 10, Willie Ross, the linebacker / defensive end for Orange Park. He's been in the backfield consistently for them.
Second down, Case again, runs into a host of tacklers. He gets a couple of yards.
The number 14, Rory Childs, another senior.
Third down. Under 11 minutes to play here.
Now, when they came out for the opening coin toss today, there was at least 10 more seniors behind the seniors that were already named captains today. So this is an older group for Orange Park, a veteran-led squad, and especially on this defensive unit, people that are stepping up tonight.
Give a snap to give it to Case again. Case is going to scamper up, get a first down, and now they're going to start running the ball a little bit more. We can see they're keeping that downhill run, and this is where Ponte Vedra will beat you.
Yeah, they should have leaned on that attack a little bit more in the first half, but they're going to make sure they try to grind it out here in the red zone.
But I think, if you're Ponte Vedra, you know you're likely to get a playoff berth. You know you're likely going to make a postseason run at this point. You don't want to put everything on film just yet. I think you want to try to stay as confusing as possible and not really tip your hand, knowing that the run game is the stronger part of it. But from the 9. They'll give the case again. He runs into a swarm of Raiders and gets all the way down inside the 1-yard line.
But yeah, as you're saying, BP, you want to stick to your day one install and your game plan specific install, the stuff that you know that teams know you run, and the stuff that you only game planned in for this specific game. Other than that, you're trying to hold on to your trick plays, you're trying to hold on to your past concepts that you secretly like in certain situations. Make sure you're not establishing tendencies that you're eventually going to be are eventually going to be used against you when it comes to this playoff environment.
Sharks running the clock down here, taking as much time as they can. They give the case again, and he scampers into the end zone for a Worldwide Automotive touchdown. Yet another one tonight for Brian Case.
Yeah, the physicality of this Ponte Vedra unit is pretty apparent. They are a rough-and-tumble offensive line crew with a bigger running back that really like to run the ball between the tackles. If they can accomplish that, they can beat most anybody.
Noah Ash will come on for the extra point. So chaos ensues in the lower half of the district. It's looking like if Ponte Vedra, Ash's kick is up, and that is good. It looks like if Ponte Vedra can hold on tonight, they'll finish 3-1 in the district. Beachside leading Middleburg right now. Middleburg would fall to 1-2. Beachside would move to 1-2. Orange Park is also, they'll fall to 0-3 in the district, so they haven't won one yet, but I think we pretty much have a clear sense now after tonight, the way these games are going. Fleming Island, all they got to do is win, baby, win, and they clinch the district.
Oh, absolutely. They definitely control their own destiny, as well as making sure they have a decent little playoff seed here. I realize that those losses outside of district will hurt that, but they definitely proved themselves in these last couple games that they can hang with most anybody.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, even if they happen to lose to Middleburg next week, they won over Ponte Vedra head-to-head. So I think there's your tiebreak right there. And again, we're not privy to how they do a lot of those tiebreak scenarios, but one would think that if you have a victory over a common opponent, and even though you lose, Middleburg lost to Ponte Vedra, so that wouldn't even really get into the cards there. So, that head-to-head win, the Parker Sertivan's leg, may be the one thing that sends Fleming Island to the playoffs as a district champion. And then, yes, like I said, they will play their final district game at Middleburg at the Corral for the biggest game in Clay County. And I had the opportunity to speak with athletic director Travis Cunningham last week prior to the Beachside game. And I don't think there's anybody more excited about a potential district title in football than that man right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Earlier this week, Fleming Island played Middleburg in volleyball in the district tournament, and the rematch turned out for Middleburg to be on top, and they won the district title in volleyball. Middleburg's a defending state champion, so you can't really argue with the quality of volleyball team they have there. But that Fleming Island-Middleburg rivalry in several sports is starting to get a little heated now that they're in the same district in many ways. So Quentin Moore is going to try to run up the middle. He'll get a couple of yards, fights for a little more, and he'll pick up a couple, and that brings up second down. So, yeah, lots to look forward to next week as we get closer to naming a district champion, punching playoff tickets. I imagine you'll see this Ponte Vedra team go, and it's possible that Middleburg and Beachside will go as at-large bids regardless, I think. I hadn't initially projected all 4 teams in the district going, one of them falling off. But I think after Beachside making a statement win tonight over Middleburg, they'll get everybody in the district. So just about everybody in District 3 will go to the postseason and may end up playing each other in the tournament.
Well, that'll be pretty exciting. We have a lot of local area teams you've covered here on Sunshine State Broadcasting.
Dylan Ruiz with a catch, gets to the 35-yard line, and that's a first down. Can't fall asleep yet.
Yeah, don't blink. All of a sudden, Orange Park is going to be moving the football a little bit, and there's still a chance for them to come back in this game. We've seen wilder things.
Crosses the 35-yard line to the 38th, first down, Orange Park.
A lot of enthusiasm in this crowd still. They want to see their boys do quite well. Still fighting into this one.
Still a little gas in the tank here for Quentin Moore in the offense on senior night. Blitz coming. They try to run against the grain, and they have just not been able to run that play with much success at all tonight. Run right into the teeth of that Ponte Vedra defense, and big number 50 just eating everything up in the backfield. Martin Geary, the senior, the big man. And that, again, we talked about that earlier. What a load he is. Second down and 12 after a 2-yard loss. Spread the formation again, trips to the left. Get a snap, more pressure coming through, and more tip, fumble, bounce, bop. Bing, bang, boom, eep, up, ork, and everything is on the turf.
I'm sure that got batted up in the air at least 4 good times.
I think it bounced off an official's head
while
we were at it. As the umpire there in the middle of the field has his lid off there. I think he's trying to make sure he's got all of his marbles intact, and here we go. And that was an interesting series. And officials are part of the field, man.
Yeah, you're not allowed to bat the pass down. You just got to take one off the dome.
Mason Houseman was the one who was trying to juggle it for Ponte Vedra to see if he could secure the interception after all of that madness, and we'd end up with 3rd down. 4 wide receivers for the Raiders. Speaking of wild things that have happened at high school games, Ruiz will come across the formation. Pressure on the outside. Moore is going to try to throw one over the top to Fulmer, and that's going to be incomplete. Overthrew him anyway. On the coverage for Ponte Vedra was number 36, Cooper Sobiecki, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Got a flag on the far sideline.
Another penalty.
And it looks like we're going to get a sideline warning on Ponte Vedra. Looks like somebody stepped outside of their designated spot. Celebrating the seniors tonight in Orange Park, the Raider cheerleaders giving a spotlight to their graduates, class of 2025.
Right, now you have to wonder if Ponte Vedra is going to come after this punt again. They've always had some success with rushing these punts.
Fleege back. Nobody deep for Ponte Vedra. They just missed it. Get a big punt. Roll him all the way down inside the 15. That's going to continue rolling, and a great punt. Way deep. And they have flipped the field. Great job by Fleege to get that one through the pressure, and the good roll sends the Sharks inside the 10-yard line.
I find the silver linings out of everything. Nice punt there.
Somebody get a camera on the cheerleaders right now. I want you to see if this, though, they did not pick him up, okay? First down and 10 from the 5-yard line. I thought we were going to have a catastrophe down at the track, but they did not pick him up for the pyramid after all. And a good run by Case. He gets out there again, found the 15-yard line. Sorry, that is not Case. That's a new running back that we haven't seen yet. That is Jake Hilly, a senior. Looks like he's going to get a chance to carry the ball in some late-game action here, approaching the 7-minute mark. 7:19 as the clock stops.
Yeah, this one might not be a running clock, but it is a decided contest. So you're going to have some second stringers come in here for Ponte Vedra just to make sure that they're getting experience rolling into these last few games. And in case anything happens, you'll have an opportunity to squeak out a win.
Yeah, they're just going to continue to run the ball at this point. But good pursuit by the Raiders. Hey, they're playing defense right now. A combination on the tackles there. Number 54, Jeremiah Jennings, and number 58, Jaden Taylor. That's a junior and a sophomore in on that play, so getting valuable experience and great tackles right there by both boys to get him down after a minimal gain.
Those will be future senior stars for the Raiders.
Get a chance to call their name out on one of our broadcasts. Yes, Ponte Vedra just taking their time right now, 20 seconds on the play clock, and they're just going to try to run the ball as often as they can, wind this down as much as possible, try to keep their legs fresh and as injury-free as possible. They still have several games to play down the stretch. Drop back to pass, flare out, that's caught. Number 31 for Ponte Vedra with the reception. Shane Conroy's first time we've called his name tonight, the junior. Richardson on the tackle over there in the boundary.
Now there is still some starters out there for Ponte Vedra. You're still looking at their tight end and offensive line. Those are going to be some players for them that are key contributors, but also help to make sure this offense goes smoothly. I'm sure the backup quarterback really appreciates having a safety blanket and good protection.
3rd down and 5. Price still in at quarterback. He'll throw, flares it out. That's caught right at the sticks. And a first down for Ponte Vedra across the 30-yard line. They'll wave him that he was inbounds, so wind the clock, stop it temporarily as the sticks move. 6:05 to go in this contest.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect to see the starter quarterback be out there for too much longer. You want to make sure that he's good to go for next week.
And we'll have the timeout here for the mandatory water break. It's the last officials timeout of this ball game. Comes at 6:05 to go. Stay tuned to social media in the coming days, as we will make an announcement as to where our next broadcast will be. We're going down the stretch, getting ready to wind down the season. A couple more regular season games left. It is likely, though, that we will close out our regular season at Fleming Island as they play host to Fort White on senior night there. Next week's game, we are currently scheduled to be at Middleburg, covering Fleming Island Middleburg. We will announce for certain a little bit later on in the week. And one of two things, just as a technical note, whether or not that game will be live or we will tape delay that game. We will let you know as we get in touch with Middleburg High School and get through the logistics of that one. So stay tuned to social media. We would be very thrilled to catch that game because that will likely be a district title celebration for the Golden Eagles, which is much, much deserved after 2 seasons of being completely dry in district play. I'm sure they would be absolutely thrilled to hoist a trophy tonight, or next week rather. They're thinking about doing it tonight after beating on Terry Parker. Price drops back. Plenty of time in the pocket. Then he steps up, is going to run himself, and then he basically gets around about the line of scrimmage, and that's it. That stops the clock. 5:56 to go.
Now, we don't try to be too Fleming Island friendly here on our Sunshine State Broadcasting platform. However, they are going to be a team that we cover very often, and to see the growth of that program from 3 years ago, having to go through different head coaches, trying to figure out who's going to be their starter at quarterback, to eventually having Sebastian Broughton shine year after year here. We've seen a lot of growth out of this team, and from moving on from their defensive coordinator, becoming their elevated head coach into this, it's a great year.
Well, and we're going to catch this play here, and then I'll make the statement I'm going to make here. They're going to give that over the middle, and that's going to be, well, they've done that no matter what the running back. My goodness gracious, another first down for Ponte Vedra. Give it again to Jake Hilly, the senior. But one thing I'm going to let everybody know, if you're watching this live or you're seeing this on demand here on our YouTube channel, we'd like to invite you to bring Sunshine State Broadcasting to you. We provide this service to the community, and no charge is ever given to the high schools that we serve. We don't send them a bill, and there's no exchange of funds between us and them. We provide this as a community service to them to get their student athletes the camera time that we think they deserve, especially in today's age of NIL and the changing landscape of sports. As Price is going to run this up for another first down, slides, and looks like he got a little banged up on that play. It might not have been
he shouldn't have.
It might not have been the wisest way to slide. But again, we provide this free of charge to the schools that we serve, and we have gotten some very positive commentary from the athletic directors that we've worked with. And although we have spent quite a bit of time at Fleming Island and quite a bit more time here at Orange Park, we would like to be a part of the greater community, and all it takes is you to get in contact with us. So if you're a student or an alumnus, perhaps you're a coach or athletic director, and you would like to have us come out and do exactly what we're doing at Orange Park High School tonight and around in the Clay County area, email me, would you, Brian@ssbjacks.com. And what a play in the backfield by Orange Park, my goodness gracious. Moments like that could be on our cameras for your school. Again, email me, Brian@ssbjacks.com. Get in touch with me, and we would love to have a conversation about coming out and broadcasting your school's athletic events. From football to basketball to baseball and softball, you name it, we've got the capacity to do it. If you want to learn a little bit more about us, go to ssbjacks.com. And again, email me, Brian@ssbjacks.com. I'd love to talk to you.
Oh, just coming down inside of 4:30 here in the fourth quarter. It'll be a real run-centric offense, I'd imagine.
Going to bring Case back into the game. He comes around the edge, and he is running all over the place. Cut him down by the legs after a little bit of a hop.
How much do you want to use your starting running back before you head into important down-the-stretch games here? I really don't think that Ponte Vedra wants to be using senior starters all that much here.
Yeah, I think if I were you, if I were coaching in this scenario, I think I'd start pulling a lot more of my starters, letting them rest, because they're going to come in handy as we get towards the end of the season and into the playoffs. It's very likely, like I said, the way that this district has gone and the teams that we have in it, that just about everybody will get into the postseason and have a chance to play some more football. Price throws single, and that's a fade route. Did he catch that ball? I
haven't seen a signal yet, but I
haven't seen a signal, but I think they are going to call it a touchdown today. I didn't see any hands go up. Sort of cavalier on the signal there, but that was a great throw and catch. The first time Price has thrown quite like that into the corner all game. And again, kind of keeping it close to the vest, not really showing a lot, but they do it there, and that would pretty much put the nail in the coffin here.
Well, to the casual observer, if you see a score of 34-6, you assume that it was a running clock, but it was not in this game. It was an Orange Park defensive slugfest for quite a while there before Ponte Vedra's finally put things together here in the second half. There was a period of time where they held Ponte Vedra at 21 points for, I would consider that a good third of the football game.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Cameron Tietze on the reception. Noah Ash adds on the extra point. And now we have a score of 35-6 with 3:41 to go. So, yeah, and you're right. To your point, David, this was not a running clock game, despite what you'd see on the scoreboard now if you just happen to catch it. Orange Park actually played really stingy. Turned the ball over twice. Quentin Moore did get a foot in the ground and ran downfield for 70 yards. He did put them on the board, and they did play really good in the third quarter. Again, no change in the score in the third quarter. It's only in this fourth quarter that Ponte Vedra's put on 14 more points. So I think you give credit where credit is due to Orange Park for playing that stingy defense, but Ponte Vedra really had their number tonight, and we kind of knew they would because of that interior run game. They never could get much going through the tackles. They had to rely a lot on edge runs that they didn't really execute well. Quentin Moore did make attempts to throw the ball. Again, they got a highlight reel out of Ryder Fulmer with that huge run and catch. So there were some bright spots, and I think it's just a shame right now, to see Quentin Moore, a very talented player, kind of have to come in and do what he's done late in the season in the absence of an injured Gabe Taylor, because he's normally been one of their go-to receivers. He's been one of their special teams players, and he's had to put on the mantle of leadership at quarterback in his senior season, which it doesn't look like he's had all that much experience playing quarterback in high school.
Which, playing receiver, you're less likely to touch the ball, so he might have had even more of an impact on the game than he previously would. But as far as where he's most valuable to the team, you'd think about him as a running back. You'd think about him as a wide receiver. Gabe Taylor is a missed player here, and I'd love to see what he's going to do personally in his jump from junior to senior year, especially because he doesn't get to put that much tape out there his junior year, and a lot of times you develop a lot more as far as your love of the game and developmental fundamentals of the game. Your three-step drops become sharper. Your understanding of the playbook is significantly better than your teammates. You're able to pass on that knowledge a lot more. So let's see what Gabe Taylor can do, but obviously more shifting a lot more in his responsibilities playing quarterback this season.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the quarterback to watch next year, just in terms of the comeback story. You really want to wish him well and wish him a speedy recovery and that he gets back out here playing football because we've watched him the first couple seasons, and he had a lot of raw material, lots to look forward to. So then he just unfortunately got hurt.
Which now he's not into a sling, so at least his recovery process seems to be going quite well, and he's still on the sideline here, still cheering on his teammates. So he's definitely a part of this program through injury as well.
Yep, he's been out there, number 8. We miss him, and hopefully he'll get back out there. Meantime, we got the rest of this season to go through, and they're going to fake that, and Moore's going to take it himself, finds a blocker, puts a foot in the ground. Man, can this kid run. Oh, my goodness, he was a shoestring tackle away from another touchdown, and he knew it. Gets across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Boy, Quentin Moore mad at himself that he didn't quite turn on the jets and accelerate, but he got a first down. He's still playing his heart out.
Yeah, he lets out a scream I can hear up here through my headphones. Wow. He really wanted that touchdown there. He was one tackle away from making that happen.
1st and 10 regardless, right around midfield. I'd love to see another Orange Park touchdown here. Just play gritty, finish this game out. False start. Yeah, I think the official was thinking about it. He's
like, do I gotta? I do gotta.
Yeah, that one was kind of blatant.
Somebody's gonna say something to me if I don't.
Richardson shuffled and stuttered when he shouldn't have, and that's gonna cost him 5. It's an unfortunate flag there, but he'll get a pat on the helmet. Said, "It's all right, man." So 1st down and 15 now. They're going to reset the play clock here, give them a couple of extra seconds to stay around, get lined up. Under 2 minutes to go here in this ball game. Spread the formation out. Sharks look like they're going to apply a little pressure here. They'll flare it out to Richardson, and that slips right through his hands, incomplete. Richardson had that interception earlier. Sort of a behind-the-back look at here. And that one just sails over and through his hands.
The interception was definitely pretty crafty. I thought that he didn't really see the ball until the very last second, flashed his hands in front of it and caught it. So an athletic play there, but maybe more of a defensive back than a perimeter receiver.
Stick around after the end of the ball game here. We'll do our post-game show. We'll also see if we can get some final scores from around the area. Close out some of those stories as we conclude Week 9. Another false start penalty. Just a little jumpier than they need to be. Minute 39 left to go in this ball game. Quentin Moore just frolicking back to the huddle there. Gotta have fun on senior night.
Well, even though the team didn't play well, Moore did. Moore knows that he had a good game today. He came out, he gave a best effort for his guys, and that's really all you can ask for out of your senior.
Looking forward to visiting with the Orange Park Raider basketball team later on as we get into November. I know head coach Derek Kernitsky is absolutely thrilled with that prospect. Here's Quentin Moore again. He's going to get a block around the edge. That's going to be a flag, though. And Ryder Fulmer has got his hands out going, what did I do? I'm not sure if that was a hold or not. Didn't look that way, but
pretty sure his man made the tackle.
Seemed to be a clean block on the edge. They are going to call the hold.
Yeah, meanwhile, we'll have some players, our defensive players, taking selfies here on the sideline. Senior night shenanigans.
It's last chance to play here at home. Always a festive occasion regardless, especially in your senior year. Want to go out on a night like this with a win, but nonetheless, you got to find the joy in anything at this point. Plus, you know, these guys have a whole another semester of school left, so plenty more memories to lock in before they walk across the stage for the final time as an Orange Park Raider. Flares this one out to Richardson. He gets a hold on that one. He's got two defenders, made them miss. And a shifty move by Richardson to get some of the yards back. Ponte Vedra sinking their teeth into that, and all of a sudden he did the old Chris Berman whoop, and out the way he went.
Yeah, to get 5 jerseys to the ball, or if he wasn't going down. So still playing hard here. Nice to see that. Make up for any drops earlier in the game there.
3rd down and long. Clock winding down here, about 30 seconds to go. Ball sitting at the 39-yard line. Looks to be the final play of the game here. Moore will give that up the middle. That'll be Ruiz on the carry. And we will wind down the final seconds of this ball game. Ponte Vedra closes out district play, winning 35-6 over Orange Park. They close it out at 3-1 on the season, and now they wait for the remainder of the district teams to play and get everything squared away. BP alongside David Wells here for your post-game show, and another game in the books, David. I'm going to step back behind you here. Another game in the books, and another successful district season for Ponte Vedra as they close it out. Orange Park still has a little bit left to play for as they get down the stretch, but good to close out senior night here at Courtney Stadium. Another fine place to play. We want to give our thanks to Athletic Director Destiny Brightman. Stand by. It's a live broadcast, folks. But again, to our Athletic Director Destiny Brightman for hosting us out. And we're looking forward to seeing her and the basketball team a little bit later on this season. But other than that, David, Ponte Vedra kind of did what they needed to do tonight to win and make their stamp in the district. But, I'm impressed with the way the Orange Park played the latter part of the second half into the third quarter. They really played stout, kept them scoreless, and had some opportunities to put some points on the board themselves. Just didn't come to fruition.
So it's the little things they improved on doing. It's not shooting themselves in the foot. It's getting in and out of the huddle. It's being able to it's being able to express what they're trying to do offensively, whether it's running through the quarterback, whether it's involving their speedy running backs, or whether it's going to be our power brand of football. And as long as you can do that game in and game out and build off one success into the next, that's how you become a better program. And you've seen tonight that they have made some improvements over the course of the year, but there's still going to be places where they're going to need to iron things out when it comes to spring football this year.
Absolutely. So we need to let this guy get on the road. He's got to go up to Death Valley and drive a little bit. He'll not be joining me next week because he'll also be on assignment in Tuscaloosa. So I'll be a solo act. If not, we'll have a special guest come in and do some commentary for me. As Caden just busted himself, ended up on camera for the first time this season. We're glad to have Caden back. He's been our gopher, our intern, our helper, and we're glad to have him run the scoreboard tonight. Everything going smoothly. For Aaron Belchamber on the camera just behind us there, Garrette Bindford up top, Courtney Wallace behind us in the booth. I'm BP, that's David Wells. Again, our final score, Ponte Vedra 35, Orange Park 6. Next week, we're scheduled to be at Middleburg to catch the district finale for the Golden Eagles and the Broncos. Look out for social media for announcements on that. In the meantime, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and every place you can possibly find us on social media and on YouTube where you're watching this tonight. Friday Night Lights on SSB, another one in the books. We'll see you next week. Sunshine State Broadcasting, we're your local community broadcaster. So long, everyone.
Having served Clay County for 18 years, Worldwide Automotive is bringing back the neighborhood repair facility with fair and honest pricing. It's why Worldwide Automotive's motto is car repair with care. Worldwide Automotive provides old-fashioned customer-centered service in an environment that is friendly and welcoming. Servicing domestic and European cars, Worldwide Automotive is offering $25 off to anyone who mentions this ad. And that's for any service. There's no need to go to the dealer for your 30, 60, 90, or 120-mile services. They offer same-day service and will handle your requirements for oil changes, belts, tire rotations, air conditioning, brake flushes, transmission services, and tune-ups. Come by and say hi to owners Joe and Valerie and see why they say their customers are family. Worldwide Automotive is located at 2490 County Road 220. For more information, go to worldwide-automotive.com.
First Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.